We
Hey,
still
yo.
need to take the photos, bruv.
Yeah,
What's the meme of the day? Meme of the day, bro. We need to do that. We need people to like submit memes, and that's the photos we take. That would be crazy, bro. We like have them. We like have them choose, bro.
I'm trying to think of a good one.
I can't think of one, bro. There's always like singles, you know. We need double memes. We need double memes. We need like duality, bro. You see, here in MOTVPOD, we only expect the highest quality of content. So we're looking for suggestions of good memes. We're always looking for the experience,
Bro,
bro.
we ain't got time for all this.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I. Howdy, Yakan. Oh wait, no, we gotta go Breaking Bad memes. Actually, this is fire.
You have 60 seconds to find a meme, or we're just doing a normal post.
Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad memes. We could be Jesse and Heisenberg, bro. Okay. Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, we gotta do the one. Fuck, bro. This happened last time where I was trying to post this, bro. Alright. All the way, really? Yeah, I see what you mean. We're still setting up for this. Okay. Oh, we gotta do Hector, bro. We gotta do Hector. No, I know what it is, bro. Wait. I know it, bro. You gotta. It's this one. Do this photo, bro. Do this photo for me, okay? One of us gotta be in the chair. I gotta be looking in for you. Do you want to be Gus or do you want to be Hector? The guy in the wheelchair is Hector.
I'll be on
Ah. 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 What? Like this? What? Like this? Hello? What? No, I think it's just the Scarlet. I heard that actually in audio, so it's fine. Okay, Heidi, take this photo of us for the memes. Wait. Let's see it. Yeah, take this photo of us. Do you see it like this? Try to get in the same perspective.
Yeah, it's not like I can only hear on one ear, but it doesn't really matter if you're like on phone. It's just the headphone thing. A little.
You gotta pretend. You gotta like pretend to ring your bell as well.
what?
Take it on my phone. Take it on my phone, bro. You gotta come out.
iPhone.
Okay, wait. Do it like right here, bruv. Like this.
Yeah.
Or yeah, like this. Hold it, and I'll hold it. Like, try to get on the side, bro. And then you have to pretend like you're like dead, okay? No, but you gotta look at me. You gotta go. You gotta be angry. You gotta be angry, bro.
This is our phone in LA.
Pretend you're like tapping on the bell, bro. You gotta be like. Yeah. I'd be like, last chance to look at me, Hector.
You ready?
Let's see it. You had, yeah, I know you're a great photographer. That's actually perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, I'll get this right on there, and then we'll officially start. Last chance to look at me, Hector.
All right.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
bro.
get this show on the road. That's what you say.
Okay. Gotta be hella fast.
Gas speed.
What are you doing?
I'm making the story.
Twitch.tv.
Do you have to put the meme on the story because people won't know the meme?
No. Actually, I was planning on doing that.
It's like explaining it in joke.
But that's not why. I need to do this. I need to get the motive background.
Oh, okay.
I need to get.
I respect that.
Fuck. Bro, I need to get a faster way to do this, bro.
If only there was somebody on this team who has a pretty passive job once everything's set up.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I'm trying to find some way to do Bufang into like owing us like 100 episodes worth of work.
Bro, I want. That'd be so funny. Yo, Ufag needs to actually drive, bro.
I know.
Oh my gosh, bro. Bro, actually, I actually don't understand that. I don't understand like why you have like when you have an ability you don't want to use it. Like I don't get like why that's a classic thing. Like I just don't understand, bro. Okay, hold on, bro. Bro, okay. Hold on, bro. We need to start linking our YouTube as well. Okay.
Actually, we can just set up a motive.world/live redirect to the Twitch stream.
Ooh. It's actually up, bro?
There's no redirect right now.
No. Okay, it's all good then.
Well, I'm guessing there's a Twitch stream link URL changes every time.
No, the Twitch link is the same. I think.
Oh, it's the same? Okay.
Shit, bro. Fuck. Okay, whatever. All right. Okay, that was. Damn, bro. Okay, Heidi, I'm gonna have to teach you how to do that afterwards. I'll just teach you how to do that in a sec. All right. MOTVPOD number 27. We're live. We're here.
Welcome back. Old Sunset Boulevard, 55 Old Sunset Boulevard has been discounted to $5,750,000.
And we decided, like that's like 3.3% of our annual income, so we decided to splurge a little bit,
That's right. So we're beginning the negotiations right now.
As you can see, this is Dow's Lake, a wonderful view beside Little Italy. We just had a tulip festival.
The thing is, we're gonna have to still do a ton of like upgrades to it. We're gonna need to increase the security, probably block off the street and stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll take a while.
Too many gal piling up on our front lawn,
Yeah, we need like a security system that filters out the.
Yeah, camera 5.
Yeah, camera 5.
We're gonna need Hattie on all the cameras at all times, bro. That's gonna be your update, bro. We're gonna get
If you
you.
want to go on camera 5, please apply online. Don't show up in person.
Or you can sign the waiver at the party.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We'll always have one right outside of the room.
We'll probably send you a link to like an online website. Like.
Oh, that would be good. A QR code.
The thing is, should camera 5 really be in the house though? Like
Yes.
maybe it should be like some offsite.
Dude, that'd be so funny though. Someone barges in drunk as hell and be like, "Yo!"
Oh, because that always happens too, right? So it's kind of real. Yeah.
Yo, can I join, guys?
Oh
my god.
Sign the waiver, yeah.
Yeah. We just say, how do you have to bust in? No, sign the waiver first.
Motive.world/live/camera 5.
Anyways, yo, this is the week before our travel plan with the boys. We have a lot set up for Motive.
Yeah, happy birthday, John.
Oh yes,
19.
bro. Yeah, last week, man, I turned 19.
We got the birthday. I'm gonna post that on our TikTok.
Oh,
the part where you like talk about the part where it's like your cake and you're like, oh guys, we were putting on. That was actually really funny too when we were like putting them on and then like
yeah,
that
was actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I was so focused, man. So shout out to Ella. She was so kind to host a surprise birthday party for my brother. I
was like, where is this going?
Man, I had 2 wonderful gifts, man. Duchette and Ryan gave me first a contract of equity for their company, their non-for-profit, and I framed it on my wall.
Oh, you did?
And then Andrew, obviously, came in with these lovely matching custom bow ties.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to
You
see
can't
it.
see them because our light is broken, but
Yeah.
they say they're cool.
Maybe yeah, maybe we'll get more sophisticated, get
The
some
producer
zooms
says they're
in.
legit.
Actually, Heidi, test out some zoomer things. Zoom into our bow tie right now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zoom into the bow tie right now. You see this? Custom with the gradient. So yeah, that's what we do, man. Like, Andrew just comes in, we get the most dazzling gifts, and it's already going to be up from here. Next, we're going to have a custom Lambo, custom McLaren. But the funny thing is,
the wrap.
like, it turned 12. The clock hit 12 around that time. So, and we were like Andrew and I, obviously, the first thing we wanted to do was to set up our bow ties. We wanted to tie them up. We wanted to learn how to do it because we never done it before. And when the clock hit 12, everybody started singing happy birthday. And I kind of heard the muffled screams of people downstairs while Andrew and I were sitting in her room watching YouTube videos trying to tie the bow tie, man. And I got it, bro. We got it. And then, at the side, they sung happy birthday afterwards, of course.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you're so busy doing business that you don't get the time to upgrade your lifestyle with your income. So like I'm still on fucking Freedom Mobile. So I was literally in the Uber trying to like search up how to tie a bow tie, but I was only able to get like 4 big pixel images because nothing else would load. But never again. After that I had to go to Telus and
next is what is Ryan?
Starlink?
Starlink would be good. What is the one? It's like Peace Mobile or whatever, bro. You know Ryan Reynolds?
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
What is his called, bro?
I think he sold it.
Oh yeah, right, he did.
He sold it.
Big money, man.
He wanted to buy into the Auto Senators, but didn't happen. It was done by
Snoop Dogg didn't even do it.
Yeah, no.
Bro, that would have made Ottawa.
It was a local. That would have been really hype. I would have really loved Snoop Dogg buying in.
Bro, imagine if Snoop Dogg was in OTT, bro. Holy man.
But no, in the end, it was actually it's like my 3rd page on Safari. some local billionaire, the billionaire next door.
Yeah. Classic story.
That could be a classic story.
Yeah,
that could be actually. I think that could be a good interview in like why'd you buy the Ottawa Senators? Oh no, we actually just want to know about your money.
Yeah, we just that's how you get in, bro. That's how you get in, man.
Yeah.
You ask them like something sincere, and they say, "Okay, so how much money can you give me?"
Yeah. So
I feel like that's
we
what
have
the
this
family
other
members
idea. We have
think.
this other idea actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool with the Auto Senators, but we were actually here to talk about it.
We have
we're actually here to talk about Algo. So
we want some posters, man. How much money you're gonna give us so we can get a store in Rideau Center? It'll be a good return on your investment.
Vote in the chat. Should I set up a print store in Rideau Center right now? I'll do it.
100%, man.
Rent there is probably like $15K.
Yeah. There was
you have to give them your
I
money.
felt so bad. There was like this
too.
alpaca store that opened, alpaca fur, and I met the woman who like ran it, and she was so excited about her business, bro, and it closed down like 2 months after. And I was like, damn.
So sad.
The thing is though, when I walked in, I was like, oh, this is not going to last. Cuz that's the thing, man. Opening up like small kind of like businesses in 2023, bro, like that's a grind, man. You're competing with like these super high-tech giants that can beat your prices through all these quote-unquote drop shipping motherfuckers on Shopify that can get your quality stuff or better for half the price and at the convenience of not going outside.
Yeah, my perspective on this is that you really need to know your customer well. And there's basically only one way to do that. The thing is that, if you are really sophisticated in your kind of knowledge of like, marketing theories and like product design theories, then I'm sure that, in the big consulting firms, they can go about it that way. But generally, like as a small business upstart, I think the way to go about it is to find fronts for selling that are much low barriers to entry first, and then you learn based off that. So that's why, for example, I'm not opposed to opening a store down the line. As I said, like I see print as a legitimate business. Like if it makes $500K profit a year, $1 million in profit a year, and for the next 5 years I still have to put like 40-50 hours a week into it, like that's fine. Like to me that's a fine business for me. Like I'm not really a software engineer, so that's fine for me. But the thing is, first I would start by trying to get into somebody else's store and use that as a testing ground. And you see this happen a lot. For example, the girl and the guy who we met at the dance battle, right? Who they have their vintage consignment store in Montreal, which is a fine business outside of the context like Silicon Valley and like Fortune 500. However, they grinded like flea markets for like the first 3 years, and then it made sense for them to take the next step, right? Now, if you have a lot of money in your bank account, then you might, falter and sort of spend that all on a storefront without knowing your customer. And that's where the problems sometimes come in, where you have money, but you didn't necessarily work for that money. Because what happens, I think, at like bigger firms, like where it's higher stakes, is that they have the money to invest up front, but they also have the like human capital, the talent to do some really good like market research and build out a really good product, like in theory in the back end. And even so, it'll still fail a lot, and those companies just take those hits. Again, it doesn't affect them necessarily personally because it's like a bigger company. So you fire a few people, right? But like, for example, like Bubbly, like, do you remember when Bubbly? I feel like Bubbly probably came out in like 2015 or 2016.
Bubbly, bro, no man. Oh, are you talking about the soda? Yeah,
the soda Bubbly. It's like carbonated water or whatever, right? Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty sure Bubbly was not a startup. Like I think Bubbly was just like PepsiCo just ran a new product, which is pretty interesting to me because they already had the relationships with the stores, and they just right away, like, their team just went together. They put together a product that they figured would actually do well right off the bat with like the target audience, and then right away they just mass marketed. But nonetheless, I'm sure that actually you still see the same thing play out, right? Like they'll test it in smaller markets. It's just relatively speaking, right? Like a smaller market for PepsiCo is like maybe like 20 stores across like 3 cities, and you end up selling like $500,000 in revenue, and then you're like, okay, let's grow this out, right? If you're a small business, then testing in a small market might be like 10 people, 30 people. And this is what you told me to do originally was go to the schools and interact with your audience to see what's up. And I said, no, I just want to go online right away because that's where I can get volume. And the thing is, you were right in what I should have done, but we were both right in some sense in what we said. I think I'm right in that online I can get the volume. However, what happened is that I don't really know how to know my market without talking to them in the first place. So I just went online and shot out a bunch of websites, posts, whatever, but I really had no sense of who I was talking to. If, let's say, I start in person on smaller fronts with very, very tiny numbers, but then as I can sort of like almost like keep in touch with them because that person exists, across the world. It's in different bodies. It's just that I can't talk to those people.
Yo, just because you have a big bucket and you're filling it up with tap water doesn't mean you're going to fill that bucket very fast. But if you're going in the ocean, you'll have a lot of water quite quickly with a volume. And obviously online is the best way to get all this volume, especially nowadays. But you need to get your outreach, man. Like you need to get traffic to your customers. Yeah. And like it's like, it's similar to the cold start problem. You need viewership to rank up your levels in any algorithm. And moreover, like just to get a better sense of like your market. Like you touched on how PepsiCo, obviously they just like branded out something new with Bubbly, and they already had all the connections. And they already knew how to tackle their market very easily. Whereas for this, we still need to like really understand what exactly it is the consumer wants, and also like where we can actually get them to notice Sammy's house. So, but like yo man, starts. I think always just to start small, man, and your outreach will always compound because. This is like the common saying in like Y Combinator and all these other startups where they're discussing how, you want to start in a very niche market and then scale that up and do something very well for them. And obviously they're talking about products, but it's the same thing for, I would say, any service. If you can provide a really good service to a few people and you can learn how to scale that up, that would be wonderful. But like this is all new. This is all known. But genuinely, man, like this is what I was thinking about in the past few weeks, which it comes to building things, is that you have to make up for time on it. You just
Yeah.
have to spend time with it. But what I was wondering was that I was thinking that I need to be 100% all the time on a bunch of different things at once. And what I realized is I actually just put rather like 10% of my energy, of all the energy I did have, in all of these other things that I wanted to do, and I had no other energy for anything else. And that's when burnout happens. And I only recently very felt that that a lot of these things take quite a bit of time. And while it definitely is the case that like iterating a bunch will be a lot valuable, but I've been focusing on maintaining consistency lately rather than trying to go at things in a very I guess like not even
Sporadic.
yeah, sporadic. Like I talk about it like I refer to it like kind of like tachycardia, when your heart is beating and fluttering but not actually pumping any blood. That's how I kind of felt like my the way I've been doing things in the past year and a half has been, where I would just start a bunch of things, or I would get interest in a lot of things and I would dive surface level into them, and then they would fade away after because I would find a new thing. And that's pretty good when it comes to trying to discover what you want to do. But now that we've focused, and now that we've I guess known about what we needed to focus on for the past few months, it's kind of disappointing for myself to realize that I need to be more consistent now and actually integrate it into what we're doing. But it's the halfway point of the year, so I'd love to discuss that, how we feel this year is going to be, and then how do we feel the next 4 months are going to be when we actually have a crazy review of the year.
Yeah, let's discuss that 1 second. What's going on?
The audio is a little out of sync with the video. The video is takes a little bit to process. It's a little delayed, basically.
Are you sure?
We're gonna take a quick break here to go and fix some issues.
Are you sure it's...
Yeah.
Yo, we're just gonna... Bro.
Sure. Give us a little chatter.
Hey, 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 hey. Baby, don't you come my way. I don't want this thing to say, but you want me to talk to you dirty. Dang, bruh. We can't be having these audio issues. Baby, won't you come my way?
Seems to be fine.
27.
Yeah, there's still a slight delay.
Really, bro?
Very slight delay.
Why am I just watching my phone?
Maybe
The
one.
thing is, like the audio, like, is it like, can we like tweak with the mics? Like, it only comes from like one side. Like, Andrew comes from like, I can only hear on my right side of my headphones. And
That's fine though. That's what I heard in the post processing. I'm not too concerned about that.
Because it's like, it can get annoying for headphone users by.
I'm not too concerned about that. Why would it be out of sync?
So then, yeah, the audio, the video very slightly out of sync. Try speaking again, like just a quick word or two.
La 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 la.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it here on myself.
Very, very slightly delayed.
Okay, well if it's
So as in like,
Like just slightly delayed.
So as in like not enough for a human
Not like
to pick up.
well, Ian was able to pick it up, but
Okay, hi Ian.
Shout out, Ian. Sensors and edits. 8:52.
It's not us.
Anyways,
Anyway,
we're back after the short
welcome
break.
back to
Welcome
Motive
back to
Podcast.
Motive. Yo,
The most
it's
like
June. The most legendary podcast. The best
podcast with
podcast.
the biggest tech issues.
the most efficient technical difficulties. All right.
We
Yo,
may have a lot of
anyways.
issues, but we fixed them quickly.
Exactly, bro. We
all about
deal with
speed.
that. It only takes 24 hours to fix all my problems.
Hey, what do you? They're still getting fixed, all right? It's in the process. Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Man, I'm just an adaptable guy.
There's more risk to be had.
Yo, that's the thing, man. I just got unlimited Riz. I got unlimited Riz.
Well, we'll see about that.
Yo, it's month 6, man. It's almost towards the end. It's like about the half point of the year.
Yeah, we're like 10 days from the half.
Bro, that's, man, it's weird, bro. Because frankly, actually, you know what? Like, I'm definitely nowhere I want to be right now.
Yeah.
Not even close.
What
Not
is
even
that?
close, bro. I should have been making this progress in January. I should have.
But why?
fixed
Like,
this.
how did that? Like, what's wrong?
Man, we're just fixing.
Gotta be a doctors out here and prescribe the medicine.
I'm just spending too much time fixing discipline issues, man. It takes so long for me to reach. It took me so long just for me to reach like consistent levels. And now that it took me getting a job to be consistent, which is, I mean, like, it makes sense, but like I should have been able to do it on my own. And that's what I was worried about. I was worried about that I'd be forced into a position of being better. And if I can't get myself to that upper echelon on my own accord, then how am I going to progress at the rate that I need to? It takes a job for me to get to where I'm at.
I wouldn't look at it like that. I would just like whatever works.
I mean, I'm not shitting on myself for it, but it's just like,
I'm saying you just have to, as long as you're moving in the instant, then don't think twice.
I'm not moving in the instant though. I'm not moving fast enough.
Well, there's the issue.
I guess I'm too concerned. That's also, yeah, that's a big thing. I was too concerned about the playing out of my actions, man. And that actually messed me up a lot because I was, like, I've been super concerned about, I guess, I had a lack of confidence.
Let's just teach our younger selves here what happened.
Well, our younger selves, my younger self was way better at that.
Or, like,
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about
I was, I get way too focused on how I can make sure I'm in the best position possible in terms of like career and relationships, just to enable myself to be in any sort of situation that I would will myself to be in. So like if I want to go to ice cream, exactly, elastic, but more fluid, like I could just decide where I want to go at whim, and I would have no barriers.
He wants to be a software engineer.
Exactly. I'm trying to be a CEO, and
Okay.
to get to that, I obviously have to have some sort of innate. I have to have some sort of innate criticisms, and those criticisms were focused too much on being perfect.
Can I just comment on that wallpaper real quick, bro?
This wallpaper?
Why is that still your wallpaper, bro?
I just couldn't find a better image.
Okay, yeah. So, right, he wants the image, but he doesn't want the strings.
Yo, listen, man. I'll do some Blender editing, and then I'll make some good 3D art, bro. Cause I'm an artist.
Oh, now I'm sad that he
I'll
said
make
I was gonna do some Blender and replace it.
Oh my gosh,
Aw,
bro.
that's so sad.
But yeah, man, like it just took me too long to actually like confront myself and actually get focused, and it just annoys me so much, man. It annoys me that like this is. Like, I'm at this point now. I should have been at this even last year. Like, it's insane. It's insane. And I'm still not at where we need me to be. That I need me to be.
Should I talk about myself?
You have something to add to?
I mean, I don't know. It's been a weird year because like I feel like I'm so like disconnected from your life. Like I actually don't know. I don't know what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Me?
Yeah.
Yo, breaking down our daily day basis, man. For the past month, I've been waking up at like 7 o'clock. Way too late. And I wake up and I get right to work. Well, I eat, I drink water, and then I stretch, and then I look at myself in the mirror. I remember that I'm alive. I get some mindfulness, and then I meditate for maybe like 10, 20 minutes, and then I get to work at around 7:30. Or no, sorry. Well, like I do some tasks that I need to do, but like my actual job, I get started at around 8:30.
In your house?
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I go to the office as much as I can, but
By 8:30.
no, if I'm going to the office, bro, I'll be leaving by like 7:30. So that, yeah, actually I probably will be in the office by 8:30.
Okay.
But, like it's I lost my OC Transpo pass.
What do you do
so-
after your job?
Exactly. I was about to get that. So I do my job and then I chill, and then when I get home, I get right into everything else I need to do. Right now I've been like just studying when I go home because I still have some classes that I'm taking. So I go home and I study for a bit, and then I do everything else that I need to do. Recently I've been doing a lot of editing for Motive, prepping plans for other things. I also been organizing my Hack the Hill. So, I've just been juggling these things consistently. And then when like the clock hits around 6 or 7, I spend the rest of my day doing things that are for the future. So either it's outreach to other professors or CEOs, or I guess C-suite people at the government, which is right now. And then I just focus on doing some research towards algo, towards AI. And then I stretch and then go to bed. And the thing is, that's honestly like,
Sounds like a lot.
it is a lot. But the thing is, I was too focused on trying to get to that schedule that I never actually got there. But like now that I'm doing it, it's a lot easier because I'm much more consistent, and I'm just working a lot faster because I don't put the same amount of pressure as I used to as of late, because I know like I have time, and not in the sense of like I don't have that lack of urgency. It's just that I can't, like, if I have all these responsibilities, it's foolish for me to focus on one thing until it's 100%. Like I have to have more stricter management of my time.
Settings.
What kind of settings? Did you lower the quality?
Yeah, it's slightly. It's slightly.
What's the quality?
It's in 720 now.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
I think it could handle 1080.
We're gonna get a Mac next time. Anyways.
Okay. We'll get this AI upscaling eventually. Anyways, we're back.
Yeah, so you got a lot going on after a 9 to 5 life.
But I think it was the best thing for me because it made me a lot more consistent, and it's just such a shame, man. Like I can't be in a position where I'm constantly like having to adapt because of my circumstances. I should be forcing the circumstances to adapt to my case. I should be in control of that, and not being in control of my environment, as a result of my incompetence, really, is frankly probably the biggest disappointment for me this year. Like, there's just so many things that I realized that it put me in a really shitty position because I was either lazy, undisciplined, or burnt out, and those would play anytime I was doing anything. It was either one of those three, and that's just super frustrating to look back on the year and have these ambitions to do other things, and then think, especially on like a GPA level, where it's like, bruh, this could hold me back because I was being actually stupid.
Yeah, the GPA things are also rough because like we realize how important that is.
And it not important in a sense of like grades, quote unquote, matter. It's more or less like it's a reflection on your character, and it really is. I mean, obviously, you could focus on other things, but your ability to be able to manage time in an effective way while also prioritizing your education is a good reflection to people who actually pay attention on what kind of person you are, despite everything else, because results are the only things that really do matter. And when I see that my results are lackluster, I get pretty frustrated. So this year, there was just so many things that I could have done better, and I know that I just need to keep working hard. I need to keep making sure that I'm consistent. But one thing that I'm a lot more happy about is Motive. I think that we're doing really well, and we're going to keep going well on track for what we have planned so far. In terms of like my career, I think I'm doing pretty well so far. I think I'm going to be putting myself in a good position to have a lot of connections to push myself forward in terms of that. In terms of my social life, I think it's been prospering the past few weeks. I think I've actually been managing my time really well, so I can have that opportunity to hang out with a lot of these people while also doing everything else that I want to do in my life. And soccer's been a big play for that. But lately, I've been feeling that I need some change. Also because I know that I require some level of change in environment to forcibly have me change. But it's also that I know that at the rate that I'm going right now, I won't be getting to where I want to go, which is to be working on algo as much as I can, working on building AI models and doing some valuable research at some incredible institution.
Yeah, and that's really the number one growth driver in your life across the board, right?
It should be. And frankly, Motive and my 9 to 5 has been the driver as of late, which is not the case I want to be in.
There's not enough opportunity for growth there, like at all.
At all. I can
9 to 5 just like physically is impossible unless you like are the son of the CEO. Yeah. And Motive requires
a lot of
external capital to grow. So it's not a dependence. It relies. Yeah, it relies on like real businesses succeeding.
And so understanding that, I just know that in the next 2 months, man, like I just hope that I'll keep being consistent, and eventually I'll continue to adapt these responsibilities, and I'll just be in a better position. But yeah, man, like this year's been frankly a disappointment, and the next half of this year should not be so. Like it just can't. It just can't. Otherwise, like how am I going to be in?
So what would it look like then?
That's a good question, man. And I would ask the same for you when we get into what you're talking about. It honestly, bro, it should look like
could be good reflections for Montreal as well along the way.
Journey. Absolutely. What it should look like is that it should look like that because when we asked a question like this earlier in the year, where we said what should the summer look like, which is what we said we would be just preparing for the summer into what we're doing right now, which I would say played out 50% of what we expected of ourselves, which is obviously terrible. Like for me, I expected myself to be working every single day on both like my own personal brand, getting more credibility and influence, and also getting more knowledge towards AI. I'm still growing my knowledge in AI. I'm still immersing myself in mathematics and computer science, and I'm still taking classes in them. Credibility wise, I'm getting a lot of direct feedback from interviewing some people at these executive level positions in the government, and I'm very blessed to be able to speak with them. It's really interesting. That was like the first thing I did, my first order of business when I turned 19. I went to the bar with one of our executives, so that was quite enjoyable. But again, like it's 50% on what it needs to be.
That'll be a good clip in like a few years. You'll be like like on some podcast, like when I was 19.
I was running a podcast and I was in C-suite.
The first bar I
interviews.
went to was for an interview with an executive.
With a CEO, bro.
It'd be like,
Yo, the first thing, like, I had to be top G right there, and like, we had drinks. He gave me a classic old fashioned, and I appreciated the gesture. And then, I had to go to the bathroom. Like, me and my brothers, we always love doing that. We go to the bathroom and sneak by the waiter, and we say, "Can I pay for the bill?" And then suddenly we come back, and then Sean walks over, and then my main man was like, "Can I have the bill, please?" And he looked at me like, "It's already paid for." And I was like, my guy. And he looked at me and he was like, "Wow, seriously? I owe you one." And I'm just like, yeah, it's typical for me to have CEOs owe me.
You said that?
No, obviously I didn't say that.
Jesus Christ.
I said it's your birthday, man. I'd love to pay for you, bro. But yeah, man, like that's the thing. Like, things like that make me feel a little bit better. And speaking with them was actually very insightful. I've been speaking with I think I spoke with three C-suite level directors at Canada, or the government of Canada, and I was obviously asking for a lot of career advice and what they chose for their path. And what was a very common thing that I sort of picked out of what they were talking about is that if you have something that you're ambitious about, obviously takes time, but it depends on what you want your life to look like, on how much time it will take for you to build these things. And a lot of people also mentioned how when they were building things, or when they've noticed other people building things, it's because they focused on one thing as long as they could. And it was interesting to see that those who had a lot of interests said it took them a long time to get settled down into something that they actually cared about. And that's not like a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be searching. But those who have built things from the ground up, things that they're genuinely passionate about, and very successful things, it seems, and what they also say, that like they started very early building it, and it took them a decade, even more, to get to the position they're at. However, the returns on that investment were exponential compared to the returns in the public sector. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's something I've observed, and something that I want to be a part of myself. And I've been thinking so much about building and mastery and trying to get in a state of pure focus. And I realized that in order to build something, in order to build a really good thing, I'll have to really grind down my time and focus on a couple things at once. And more so just one thing. And I've just been, I'm back in a position where I want to make sure that I have time to focus on the one thing I actually care about, which is not something I wanted to be in a position. That's how I felt like during school, where I would be thinking, when the summer comes, I'll have all the time to work on something myself. And I love my job, actually. The job is something that I wouldn't consider an issue, because I'm coding and I'm building some machine learning models there. So it's refining my skills. Obviously, it's not the same rate that I would want it to be. But still, like, I still have so much time that I wish I would have been spending it doing something else. And I'm still worried about things that I have responsibility for, but I shouldn't have to care about at this point. But I think that's just the crux of not putting yourself in a good position. If you are in a bad position, you have to do everything you can to get yourself out of it. And that's the price you have to pay for not being very considerate of your actions. And things like this will compound over time. If you don't make decisions to put yourself in a good position, eventually either you won't be able to handle it anymore and you'll break, or you'll do everything you can to put yourself out of that position.
You'll have to essentially bankrupt yourself in the sense of life. Well, because it's like debt that builds up, and you know, I guess when you're middle aged, like there's no real even sense of how much that has built. It's kind of like the U.S. national debt, right? Like nobody cares.
It's so big that it's like
bro. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. Cause
they just raise it, bro.
Yeah,
they raise it.
They raise it all the time.
Just in denial, man. And if you live in denial, bro, you're not gonna be too happy, and your economy is gonna be a little on the edge.
Right. So
shout out to the market though. Right now, it's doing very well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yo, once they heard no more inflation, no more interest rate increases, and then they upped the debt ceiling, bro, skyrocketed, bro. They're playing with fire though.
Right on. I mean, Yo, that's not the point.
G is waiting for his time.
That's not the point.
Shout out to you,
That's not the
Fake.
point. Okay, listen. What the fuck? Yeah, well, I said what I need to say is that, this probably happens a lot throughout our own lives. Has happened already a lot throughout our own lives, where it's like, at first you kind of try to keep your hand on the needle, on the pulse of what you're trying to accomplish, and be consistent with it, and then you sort of you falter, and you lose some, but you still have enough losses to like be able to quickly regain.
Yeah.
But then, as that cycle continues, at some point you start to take a lot more losses, and you stop trying to regain as much of what you lose just because you let it go. You forget about it.
It really just comes down to discipline, because you have to obviously survive before you can actually focus on these things. And
this one is like a strong foundation, because as you like to say, if you're a master at the small things, you'll be a master at the big things, because it builds up. So it's kind of like if a company has like a lot of rounding errors in like the dollars, then the company will have a lot of rounding errors in the millions the second before it goes bankrupt, because why the fuck you got $1 million rounding errors?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's the thing, man. Like I want to make sure I get these errors out now, because they just keep reiterating, and it's not something
it's
they
like
said
practicing
directly.
the same piano piece like 10 times, just like really really hit it down. Like these things have to be so solid.
Absolutely. And that's interesting, because I want to touch on that a bit later, talking about mastery, which is what I've been focusing on. But yeah, like it's just crazy that I'm still dealing with discipline issues to this day. Like it shouldn't be the case. It's getting obviously a lot better. Like I've been sleeping consistently, which is the first thing it's the first time I could say that this year, which is so abhorrent. I should have been doing this before.
Take your wins. Don't get ahead of yourself here. If you need to make sure to sustain that, then sustain it before you try to kill other
You're right.
Issues.
You're absolutely right. Like I need to make sure I keep that consistency, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on. But then again, as I touched on before, it's interesting to see that things do take time to build. And I think people, like, when I first heard that message as well, Gary Vee's a huge proponent of that. Like, you have time. They kind of take it, or also maybe explain it in a really bad way, where it's like, oh, don't be urgent. Like you can relax, which they're kind of right, but it's just not said in a very clear way. It's not that you can relax and be lazy. It's just that you can't let the pressure get to you, and you can't let
time pressure.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can't let those affect your decisions, because those shitty decisions will put you in a very shitty position. And I feel like that's a big part as to why I have to crawl out of the hole that I've dug myself in. Albeit it's a hole on a pretty good mountain right now, but there's bigger Everests to come.
No, we don't understand well enough the context of where we have to be.
Yeah, it could be an anthill.
What's that?
It could be an anthill. I could be in an anthill right now.
Yeah, but nonetheless, but it also could be Mount Everest. Like in terms of the context that we're trying to play in, it's Mount Everest, or I would just make that assumption. Like why are you failing? Why are you failing? There's a huge market out there of people who are not failing, or everybody's who are not trying to fail. So
yeah,
like,
and that's part of the realization, because it's like these people are because it's been an ongoing realization, because you think, well, these people can't be so different from me. I feel like I'm quite intelligent. I feel that's like, that's subjective, but like I feel that I'm quite intelligent. I feel that I'm quite passionate. So what's the issue here? And I like Patrick Bet David said this, like the most dangerous people are lazy, ambitious people, because they will tell you all about their ideas and what they want to do, but because they're lazy, they'll never actually build something that they want, and those toxic people will just bring you down with them.
Yeah, I think an even better example of that, illustration of that, is the four quadrants, where on one axis you have the ambition, and on the other axis you have the discipline, and the quadrant where the ambition is the highest but the discipline is the lowest is misery. Because if you have low ambition and low discipline, like, it's fine, but I basically always find myself in the top left quadrant, which is kind of that sort of entitled,
Yeah.
typical entitled, typical entitled quadrant. I'm just go as far as.
But it's a self-perpetuating cycle because.
Oh, it is.
Well, I mean, like if you have that ego where you're basically just, I imagine it as though it's just, and I think Robert Greene touched on this as well, where it's like you get validation off of the idea that you're ambitious, and those people are very dangerous because they're incredibly emotional. And like I'd be the same way as well. Like I get sometimes I used to. I wouldn't say I do that anymore. I wouldn't say you do that at all.
Oh,
So-
well, thank you, but I've definitely huge emotional change this year. for
Yeah,
me, so.
absolutely. Incredible emotional changes in the past few hours, but but like things cycle through and
More emotional change to come.
yeah, absolutely, bro.
Gotta
But
keep
like,
it exciting, you know.
yeah, exactly. Keep them on the toes, man. Keep them on the toes. They'll see like the story play out. That's what we always talk about. Like they'll see the journey, bro, and then like they look in
Because a lot of people have been curious about this theme throughout our lives. Like, do you remember that fuck, bro? And this is just another crazy thing that we still got it though. Because remember in physics class? Remember like in physics class?
Yes,
well, like
bro.
we were just doing our project, right? Bro got a FaceTime call, and all of a sudden the whole classroom is surrounded. I'm like, bro, everybody's like, let me see, who is it? Sorry, like how do they look? I'm like
who is
why
that?
are
Who's
y'all
that?
Like, why are y'all tripping? Like,
Yeah, that's
like,
weird.
I'm like, how do y'all even know about this? Or bro, no, even
Right.
even better was in the in the library room. That was
Mad. People flooded.
That was
People
weird,
flooded that
bro.
word, bro.
and the thing is, we're here and we're like, yo, isn't this normal?
Yeah.
So
We're just like, what? Like, why are you guys going? Yo, I didn't even think about that because I wasn't really focused on. I was focused on her, because obviously,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be focused on the people who want to talk to her and me.
Yeah, the man and the woman.
Yeah, exactly. We're not Hollywood, we're humble. We're humble. But like,
Motive would.
exactly.
Morning
But yeah, like. I think I've been getting out of that rut though. I've been so scared of being that kind of person where I like get validation from people telling me like, "Oh, you're ambitious," but actually, it's the contrary.
I feel like that's no longer.
That
doesn't exist in our context anymore.
It's actually like the opposite. Like
Not
when people
there.
say, "Oh, you're ambitious," I actually take like I
don't like that word anymore.
I hate it because it's like I haven't done enough, so I haven't earned that title.
New word. Oh, you're well connected. Oh,
Well
you're
connected.
rich. Oh, like things that are in the present.
That's something a CEO would say. I'm well connected. I'm not rich. I'm just very.
well,
black.
they say they're what do they say? They're well off.
They're well off. Yeah.
We're well off.
I'm well off.
I've heard
I'm
that
well
so
off.
many times.
Elon saying to like the people he's given to charity in Africa, I'm well off. How much money you got, Mr. Elon? I'm like, I'm all right. I own a car company. Have the most. Literally, his stock like predicts the order of the market. Like,
Oh yeah.
yo, I look at the news now. Like Tesla's up like 10%, and I'm like, oh. This is what Yahoo like finance tracks nowadays, bro. This is what Wall Street looks at if Tesla's doing well. That's crazy to be like the top businessman where your like public stock is the dictator of the market, not the S&P 500.
Not necessarily dictator of the market. It's because those like Yahoo is those consumer facing news networks need to get people.
True.
Need to get views.
Yeah,
So
growth stocks are really
so
the center of attention.
that's a matter
on
of
these
what the
things.
consumers like.
Yeah, that is true. People love the growth
Yeah.
stocks, man.
You can ask Ian Lockhart will shit on Tesla all day long.
Really?
I don't think Wall Street likes Tesla, bro.
I wouldn't shit on something that gives results though. It's like 80% of my gains on my portfolio.
Well, yeah, you're a consumer, but
Exactly. So I wouldn't shit on results.
no, they don't like it because they don't appreciate the
Because they know, but
they don't appreciate the kind of.
But that's the ignorance in it, bro. These arrogant people who believe that they know better than the people question the result. They're like, "Oh, it's overvalued." Obviously, it's overvalued. Obviously, it's not worth 300 a share.
I don't know why you're being dumb right now, but I'm like almost 99% sure that you're being dumb right now.
How am I being dumb right now? It's true. Tesla's super overvalued. Everybody understands that. What you think Wall Street? Why would Wall Street hate it?
Tesla's overvalued.
Yeah,
So then why would they invest in it?
because it's growing, bro. It's just the culture, man. Psychology in stock market is way more important than what the numbers say. But the results are just there.
That's
man.
not correct across most.
Okay, then why would you say Wall Street hates them?
What's that?
Why would Wall Street hate them then?
Because because the leader of the company is very like inconsistent in what he says and what actually goes on, and he's very sporadic, and he's a very controversial figurehead, and generally.
Bro, that's just someone that's what every radical left liberal would say though.
No, it's not. It
is, bro.
Listen, even if you still think,
pull him on the pod right now, bro.
Sorry, actually, I guess fine. Logically, you're correct, but that doesn't make me incorrect. Just.
No, I know.
So, yeah, just because the stock happened to just because the stock does well for you doesn't mean that just doesn't follow their guidelines. Like, look, if you invest.
I'm not saying they don't hate them. I'm just saying, like, bro, if I was a Wall Street guy, I would also hate him too. But it's just like you can't deny the success of the Tesla stock in the market right now, or in the past few years.
I don't look at the market, so.
Yeah, you're not invested?
No.
Yeah. I move markets. That's what I do.
No, you don't. How much is in your Wealthsimple?
14 billion.
14
billion.
You own Wealthsimple.
14 billion pesos.
14 billion.
14 billion Greece dollars.
Coins, yeah.
Yeah. the very inflated ones. 14 billion. What is it? Rubles.
Fuck. Yo, we should have bought like. Oh, then that's like nothing. Yeah. No, we should have like bought FTX. And it crashed.
Shit, bro. Yeah, like what's happening with that, man? Are they just like some stigmatized?
Bankruptcy, I guess.
The thing is though, like if they just got like a new CEO, it probably would still be fine. But like he was too stubborn.
What the fuck?
But like, wait. Okay, actually, wait. Maybe. No, wait. You're right. You're right. They. You can't really salvage that.
Don't take stock advice from John. It literally took me 2 weeks to only start convincing that our $15 purchase of rental equipment is better than dropping 500 bones.
It was not $15. It was $44. I paid for that.
The deposit doesn't count.
Okay, then where's my deposit money? Send me my deposit money.
Go to the store and get it. They'll give it to you.
You didn't listen. They used the deposit money to pay off the rental because they didn't know how to pull it out.
They transferred the deposit money onto the rental. The money, they still owe you the money. You are owed, the store owes you $30.
You paid? No, you owe me $30 because they dropped the price on the rental. It was $44.
That's true. Actually, that's a good point. So when I go to return this, they're gonna give me $30, which is a good transfer of money. But
no, I watched they literally applied it. They literally said, okay, I'm gonna apply to the transaction, so the $30 are reduced here, and it went from $44 to $14.
But again, the $44 with the deposit.
No, you paid $14.
Stop slapping your head because you're wrong.
You paid $14.
I know. I paid $14 plus the deposit, except the deposit was already there. So next time when I go to take out the deposit,
I paid for the deposit. Okay, the deposit was I paid for it on your account.
But the deposit is a $0 transaction, so it's $14.
So give me $30.
I will. I'll give it to you in 24 hours.
But then it's still $40. But it's still $44.
But you don't want it. Because
that's what I'm saying.
That is what you're saying.
I want to tell you, it's still $44 at the end of the day.
No, it's not.
If I didn't make it a deposit, if I didn't pay for the deposit, it would have been still $44.
Yes, but the deposit you get back. This is fucking simple.
Are you saying you paid another deposit?
No, we did not pay another deposit.
So then you still paid $44 for all the equipment.
Are you seriously not understanding this?
What are you talking about?
Okay. We paid $14 for the equipment plus a $30 deposit. We're going to get that back in 24 hours, and then I'm going to transfer you the money. And then we're going to pay $14 for the equipment. And you're out here fucking spouting about Tesla, bro.
No. This isn't true. Okay, then why was it the case that my $30 deposit on top of the rental equipment that we used last time we came here was $70?
Because we bought 3 Scarlets. We bought 3X Scarlets and
how much is a Scarlet?
4X mics. A Scarlet is like $200.
No, for the rental.
It's like I don't know, like 6 bones.
6 bones. Okay, so we had 3 Scarlets, 6 bones times 3. That's 18. Plus all the microphones, which
microphones are like probably like $6 a pop.
$6 a pop times 4. Okay, so you have 24 plus 18. Okay, well. Wait, no, that's still less than fucking $40, bro. And I still paid 70 for plus the deposit.
Listen, I can pull up the receipt if you want, but it's gonna make sense. Tax, I don't know, whatever.
Did you pay for another deposit?
No.
Then why was
that was the deposit?
I know. So why did you pay $14?
Because it's.
But they charged you $40, and I already had the $30 in there, and they applied it to the transaction. Think about it, okay? You have $44. This is the total sum of it. Okay?
Hold on.
Think about it.
Wait. If we just start a new account, how much would we have paid today? How much would we have transferred them?
$44.
Right. But we already had $30 in the account, right?
Yes.
So how much did we transfer them? 14.
But you didn't pay for another deposit.
The deposit was. It would be $44 with the deposit, right?
But we didn't add another deposit, Andrew. That's what I'm telling you. We didn't add another deposit.
Right, because we already had it there, so they just transferred it.
Why would they remove the deposit?
They didn't remove it. We had to pay the deposit. We already had $30 in the account.
Why would they charge you? Another $30 if
They didn't.
more $30 said? What are you talking about? I actually still don't understand.
You're a fucking dumbass.
I don't think I'm a dumbass.
Okay,
I don't know what you're
hold
saying.
on. So last time we came in, we had the cost of the equipment plus the deposit of $30.
Yes.
Then we returned the equipment.
Yes.
Then we returned the equipment, but we couldn't get back the deposit because your card wasn't there, right?
Uh-huh.
Now let's say that
I didn't pay with my card. I paid with my phone.
nonetheless your phone wasn't there. Whatever.
What? Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Okay, let's say we came in today, right? And we would have just bought the equipment, right?
Yeah.
How much would we have paid? $44?
I would. That's what I'm assuming. Yes.
Right, and then we would have come back later and gotten the $30 deposit back. Right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm so fucking confused. I guess.
Okay. So the equipment is $14 plus a $30 deposit, right? How the way a deposit works is when you buy it, you pay them, and then when you return it, they give it back to you.
But that's the thing. You didn't make another deposit.
Because we already had your deposit there.
But now we have no deposit.
No, we do have a deposit there. Because as you said, the charge was $44, as in 14 plus deposit. However, we already had a $30 deposit on the account, which you paid for a few weeks ago. So we didn't have to pay the $30 today because they already had the money on the account.
Okay, I was wrong, guys. Clip all this and then make sure I look like a dumbass.
This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Bro, this is so crazy.
Nah, you just need to up your communication skills.
The thing is, I was thinking, like, how can I communicate this better? But, like, generally, this is fucking... The thing is, we talk about, like, personal shit in the most, like... We talk about it telepathically. And yet, when it came to this basic ass shit, you're going to tell me I need to up my communication?
Yeah.
Bro, no, but the thing is, I was about to, like, actually pull out the fucking paper to draw it out for you. Take that in. I was about to draw out this fucking transaction for you.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, I'm a fucking dumbass, guys. I'm going through a rough time, okay?
No. Stick to the software engineering, all right?
Yo, yeah, you can be account all you want, man. I'm just the CEO, bro.
No, it doesn't take an accountant to figure that out, John.
Okay, this is what I was thinking, though. Okay, this is what I thought. I was like, okay, you charged me for the deposit. I already had my money there. I didn't get my money back. It reduced the charge on the thing. And then I was like, it didn't add another... I didn't add another money to the deposit. But then, obviously, I'm an idiot, so I just thought you got $30 off of your purchase, and I was like, bro, where's my money? I didn't get my money back.
How the fuck would we pay $14 if we got $30 off?
Yeah, but I didn't think that you added another deposit. I didn't see that you added another one. So clearly, I'm just a fucking idiot.
All right.
Anyways, so maybe this is part of the things I need to reflect. You know, I've been taking the Waterloo math courses still, and I reviewed it, and I'm pretty good at problem solving mathematically, and I'm pretty good at my proof strategies, considering I have 100s in my midterms on my proof class.
Your post grade 12 Waterloo course, you've done well in it.
No, I'm talking about like my discrete math course as well, like my proof. Like I'm doing them simultaneously because it's helped me in my learning,
right. And
I still can't do basic arithmetic. So clearly, it's a flaw in our educational system.
Blame it on the education.
Yeah, exactly. You know, shout out to Doug Ford removing actually a couple classes for that.
Oh, removing.
Yeah.
Which ones?
No. The shout out. Anyways, yeah, yo, I didn't even answer your question how I wanted it to look like. How it's supposed to look like within a few months is that,
what it look like?
Yo, I have to have like everything in order, man. Like, I have to, I bring into visions a lot of my things. A lot of the ways I plan my things out are based on like the kind of life I see myself living. I guess I'm just visual like that. And I imagine that I have the sort of aura that's given off by someone who's masterful at building. Like if you look at somebody who's incredibly talented at coding, like
they can sort of just like do the thing where they like pull their hand out, have some like little magic power, like bring these blocks together.
Exactly, like
boom, tower
like
built.
Rick from Rick and Morty,
Okay.
like that kind of vibe. But like obviously not like the dick grandpa.
No, but the
vibe.
point is you should be able to say, yeah, this business. Well, I talked to you about this in print. I'm like, yo, Elon could do this in like
Exactly.
seconds, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
you should. And that's about having mastery as a builder of businesses, of enterprises, whatever.
But I've been more focused on being just a builder in general,
Mhm.
and that's what I've been focused on trying to think about lately. Towards
And you are doing
mastery.
things towards it. I mean, the one thing that I start to appreciate more this year is the importance of connections in terms of with literally anybody
Mhm.
and anyone, and you practicing Rizology.
Of course.
Is nonetheless goes towards it, right? Because if you want to build a house like this,
Mhm.
then you just need to have your friend the contractor who
Yeah.
owes you one, pulling him in.
Harvey
right?
Specter type shit.
Right? Yeah, you can just call them all up, bam, it's done, right?
And yeah, that's what I really want to establish like as soon as possible, man. Like, and these connections are going to be very important, and making a first impression is super valuable. And like what I've also been thinking about is something that like Y Combinator. It was oh my god, I keep forgetting his name, but it was the two guys who always post these videos on Y Combinator.
like
I
Dalton.
don't know. Yeah, Dalton. Yeah,
Dalton.
Dalton and oh my god, I literally always forget their name. I don't know why. I never forget names either, but I always forget people on like the screen's name. Anyways, like yeah, Dalton and man, I don't know.
If you're a real one, you'll know.
Yeah, exactly. Dalton and the guy who helped with Twitch. The guy who helped, the guy who helped with Twitch.
like Justin Kahn.
I don't think his name was Justin, bro. No,
That's the guy who made Twitch.
that's the guy who made Twitch.
Oh, you mean he helped? I don't know. He helped with Twitch.
Let's just pull it up Y Combinator. It always like
Yeah.
blows my
Yo, it's
mind.
fine.
I'm just
Listen,
like, ugh.
first person drop it in the chat. Big dubs.
Oh my god. I want to know his name, bro. Dalton and Michael, bro. Ugh, Michael, bro. It's because I never know their
Of course,
full
with
name,
the,
man.
the simple name, Michael.
Yeah, like
Can't remember that.
But yo, Dalton, Michael, incredible people, and he mentioned one time they were talking about like startups pretending that they're super big corporations, and they said play into the idea that you're a startup, play into the fact that you're a growing company. People like that. People will be more eager to help you, and they'll feel more close to the founders. They're saying how founders need to get close with their customers and their partners, and the fact that they put like walls of legislature and HR seeming like they're a hugely scaled company is actually adverse
It's
to
out of
their growth.
insecurity of the founders, insecure about the actual performance
Yeah,
of their
exactly.
company.
It's for show. And that's honestly to their disadvantage, because when you don't have this this
yeah,
brand,
it's only important if like you're trying to get a government contract. The point is that
yeah, of course.
it can be important, but what you're talking about is
It's not.
founder insecurity, not
Yeah.
sophisticated.
But I'm also
marketing.
talking about in terms of even on a social relationship, we're just in a very good position because we're young, and we need to capitalize on that. If I went up there and tried to woo them through like technical knowledge or like ambition or whatever, well, obviously that's what I'm doing. But like in the sense of like coming from like a position of superiority, first law of power, never outshine the master, you'll put yourself in a very disadvantaged situation, because they are going out of their way to meet with you, especially these like people of mentor figures, because they see the youth and the potential in you. They don't see anything set in stone. So I just want to play into that, and I think a lot of people will help you if you play into that youthful exuberance where you're
I
saying,
mean, we've been seeing this play out.
exactly,
So-
absolutely,
So
and
we need to
like
squeeze that like lemon more, or
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
squeeze that opportunity
but
more.
still like try to impress them, obviously, but like don't be so callous. And that's what that's what I've been telling myself, like be very fluid, be very open to listen, focus on listening more, man, because frankly to these people I have nothing of value to say in theory. Like I have nothing of value. Like I'm here to learn from them. So, keeping that in mind, and just also like being open about talking what you actually are interested in, puts you in such a great position. Because like shout out to Miss Dandrea. to Teresa, who hooked me up with all these people. But it's because like I was just super interested in meeting people, and I made that known, and I made it clear with my intentions. In fact, it was the same thing with Mason when we were talking about convergence and AI and the singularity back in December. It was through just me admitting what I actually care about and what I'm focusing on that got me to where I am today. Anyway,
I can really relate to that as well. Like I found that I assumed it's kind of weird, like when you're sort of more like introverted, and then you assume that like it just doesn't cross your mind, and then like the one time that like somebody does like dig deep enough to find out, and then you tell more people, and they're like super into it. Yeah, and you're like, oh, you're interested in this? Oh, okay, cool.
People are very supportive, which is not something that I expected. Like, frankly, I think I've been raised to like not believe anyone will have my back.
Dude, we actually had this. It's so bro, my sister would be pissed off me saying this, but like it's so funny because like yesterday when we were like all like we had the little Russian meetup, and it was because like my sister graduated university, right? And then like and then I think like they were talking, and I don't know how this came up, but like my mom basically like said the equivalent of like why would I be like proud of her for like graduating university? Like she didn't mean it in that way, and like it wasn't like overt like that. I forget like exactly how it came to it, and like she didn't like mean it in that way, but like it's just kind of like a funny.
Like, damn.
The point is, I think they were talking about like generally like, oh yeah, like how do you feel like when your kids say I love you and stuff or whatever, and like but like so
like,
it was,
they should say I love you to fuck.
But yeah, generally it was like that, that sentiment exists. So yeah, I mean, we grew up in the right kind of family, the one that doesn't put value on obvious achievements that are the baseline. But yeah, I guess in general people's lives are not necessarily always all that interesting. There's only one person we know who does perceive their life as very, very interesting, more interesting than anybody else's.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to come here, then please bring your mom. But
oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, I hate when people be acting Hollywood when they can't even get roles in
Hollywood. In Hollywood. Okay, that's fucked up.
But you know what actually pisses me off on a side thing is that, bro, like we come from these households, and to this day they're still trying to teach me lessons. Like, bitch, I've been learning. Like, I literally am just asking you for help, bro. I'm like, hey, can you help me? No, you need to learn. I'm like, bro. Like, I literally asked my dad. I was like, yo, can you drive me to work because I lost my OC transpo pass? Can you just drive me to Tunney's? And he's like, no, you need to learn. And he just goes to bed. Dude, like, that's my biggest pet peeve, bro. I think I was talking about it before, bro, where my biggest pet peeve is that when people are at a position of like they could help me and they could just make my life easier, it's not that I need them. It's just that they actually could just help me, and they go out of their way to make sure they can't help me. I just like that's just like
you encounter that a lot outside of your family though.
Yufeng.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yufeng. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
No, like you're gonna lose your brakes one day, and you'll never know that you lost it because you'll never drive. So I hope Yufeng's watching this. I love Yufeng though. We had a 1v1. It was very strenuous. Lasted for quite a long time. I think it was like a 40-minute 1v1, bro.
So stupid. Did you win?
Yes. Of course.
What was the score?
Like 3-1.
It was 3-2.
No.
I feel like you keep lying about the score.
It was not. It was 3-1. I told you 3-1 when it was a car. What was it, Hattie? What was the score? You were there.
Bro, I knew full well. Hattie, what are you doing?
I'm looking at things.
Dude, GeoGuessr. What? Oh, for the trip. Yeah. Planning, bro.
Yeah.
So you're set? Are you set?
About, like, amputate this, amputate that.
Oh,
bro, that's so funny though. Hattie's impersonation.
Yo, you could be making clips. Yeah.
Clips of like.
No, I should. Damn, I need to work, bro. I need more shit to do.
Yo, Hattie, what was the score when John and Yufeng 1v1?
It was 3-1.
I'm pretty sure John won like 2-1.
It was 3-1. It was 3-1.
Was it 3-1?
We go up to 3.
I don't know.
He did not get.
You guys wanted to cut it because it was taking forever.
Yeah, that was my prerogative, but.
Yeah, you guys want to do like next goal wins, bro.
I was full well.
Entire match, bro.
90 minutes.
Oh, was it because it was like next goal wins, you won, but then y'all kept going, so you got the third one?
Yeah, because we needed a tiebreaker, you know.
Okay. Anyways,
but yeah, yo, back on track. Like, man, I want my life to be in perfect order. Like, I can't be, and not in the order of the sense like I need to have everything that I want. It just has to be like, it has to be as though I am in a position to actually take action, because right now I'm still surviving, and this was the goal since the beginning of the year, but clearly it's not moving fast enough, and I need to make sure that I am not struggling to maintain the things that I'm doing. So, what? Correcting the bow tie? I like when you look into my eyes like that. But yo, like,
not haram.
bro, it's
June.
Man, it's just so frustrating, bro. But like, I just imagine myself to be like incredibly genuine, incredibly sophisticated, and in the perfect position for me to take action. Like, I just want to have that youthful exuberance maximized. I want to be a startup founder. I want to be the startup founder. You know, that's the kind of vibe.
What is it, man?
It should be
Because
man,
the progression of algo this year was the clip generator will be done by insert month, and now it's like I need to learn a lot more and just just play chess before I put it all on the line. So, which is fine. It's just it's important to track these things as well.
The thing is, though, I towards like getting experience, I think my approach should still be move fast and break things, because I don't have enough experience to be rigorous about that. The things I have to be rigorous about is just being consistent, as in like having a set amount of time to work on these things. But lately it's just been, I need to do this right now, and then I use the whole day to do that, and then I need to do the next thing, and then do that. And that's super taxing, because for one, you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you're also spending as much time as you can, and at some point you'll like delve into your sleep schedule, because I'm spending my days making sure that I finish one thing because I have to do it that day. Sorry, Neil is quoting some facts, but it's quite distracting, bro. In fact, you should read it for the culture.
What? Bro, what is Neil on?
Yo, the thing is, bro, that's the thing, like, you can't capture with like any other friendship. Like, having the boys at a group chat, like, we just say the most nonsensical things, man. The Instagram group chat is so
ironic,
funny.
Like, Neil's saying this, not even just him saying that, but the reason he's saying it, he's saying like, don't go to the club.
Yeah, he's
like, what are you talking about, bro? This guy, it's like, it's funny because I know this is not the case, but like, it's almost like he's like trying to fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
He's like, yo, guys, no, trust me.
But it's literally just because like when the boys are on the Instagram group chat, we say literally the most nonsense shit. Like, actually, if you went through our group chat and like printed it, bro, we'd be in jail.
Out of context,
dude.
I could put it right now.
You could put it in context, and we would still be in trouble, bro.
Even in more trouble.
Yeah, bro.
I'd blame it on Had.
Yeah, exactly. It was, even though like the inception was like in 20.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print it, but then I'm gonna go and like have basically like randomize all of the senders. So you'll have like the same string of text messages, but then you go and randomize all the senders.
Oh, that would be funny, bro.
Roulette,
yeah, we need to practice making some funny bots, bro. We need to do a challenge where we like print all the conversations and say who said this.
Yo,
that would be funny
sick,
as fuck. That would be so funny.
I like that.
Yo, we could do that at XXX time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
that would be funny.
Well, people should just come in and like plug in their phone, and then we get transfer all the data off it as well at the time.
That would be so funny.
Practice for algo.
Yo,
the thing is, that existed, right? Everybody was into that, like in grade 9, like the Russian roulette photo app. Which, by the way, bro, I just love great, funny app ideas.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Be real.
Shout out paparazzi, bro.
Paparazzi.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. paparazzi.
Rest in peace, bro.
Yeah, bro. They almost had the 100 million round, which would have been funny.
That's crazy, bro. Did Be Real get any funding?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Be Real's fire. Yeah. No, people. I mean, they love Be Real because it's successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the moment. But
how long? Like, where does this money come from?
The venture capital firms.
Yeah, the investors.
I mean,
but where's the revenue, bro?
What's that?
They got no ads.
There is no revenue. Be Real. No, I mean, you know how the venture capital firms work. No, again,
yeah,
there's
it's people like J. Cal. You know, they're like, oh, this is good. This is gonna be the next thing. This is my next thing. Maybe now I'll be a billionaire. Maybe now Jamal will respect me. that's just the game they keep playing, bro. Maybe now I'll be a billionaire. Maybe Jamal's superior. Now they can't say anything.
The valuation is over.
Now Friedberger's gonna be off the podcast. Oh my gosh, bro! You think we'll understand that joke now that we watches it, bro? Actually, he had the same conclusion that I had when I first watched it. That I thought Friedberg was low key a funny guy, he's like a beta male. But then like as you watch it, you're like, oh, I see. Which is actually one of my biggest fears is that once
Friedberg's a
people,
billionaire, bro. Like,
yeah, he is, bro. He's grinding. But my biggest fear is like to be like J Cal, where it's like you seem good on the outside, but like they spend 20 minutes to get to know you and they hate you, man. That's my biggest fear, bro. One of my biggest fears.
I mean, I've always really been scared about that because I've always said like I just can't put my finger on exactly what are the things that Jake Al does.
Really, we could break it down right now.
Listen, we talked about this. We don't. Anyways,
we could give Chamath reasons to put us on instead.
Yo, back to my very important point, which is that Russian roulette, that like roulette photo app, which you give it access to all your photos. By the way, sick fucking Chinese psyop.
Yeah.
You get the access to all of these kids' photographs. All right. And
oh my god.
It's also actually, now that I think about it, it's like low-key fucked up because obviously they're getting access to all their photos, and yet the whole point of why that app was funny was like if some fucking weird shit comes up, right? But like we were like 14, so like now all your fucking nudes are stored in some Chinese database, bro. So,
that was crazy, bro. Like nudes were big when we were children.
Yeah, everybody was scared they would pop up,
bro. And like,
motherfuckers was saving everything, bro.
Yes, bro.
In fact, you know what, bro? This is actually the thing is it's funny too because you've seen like Snapchat Loki get interrogated about this. Like they made the fucking My Eyes only feature too, knowing full well that all of their users. I've talked about this so much about like Snapchat, knowing all full well that like most of their users were like.
How does he look,
14-year-old kids?
Who's the Snapchat CEO, man? He's a Stanford grad.
He didn't graduate.
Oh, Stanford dropout.
Stanford dropout. Yeah.
In a different light, that could be very incriminating.
What do you mean?
He dropped out of university to pursue children photos. Evan Spiegel, he actually looks like a normal person. Actually,
at the time, probably was like adults using it.
Actually,
because the thing is, no, he's just a normal guy.
I mean, like
family and everything. Yeah.
You could tell, bro.
How
can you be a CEO and be like, yeah, I'm okay at profiting off of child pornography?
Look, they've diversified their revenue.
Really? Let's pull up the Snapchat. Have you seen the story things? Bro, I only use Snapchat because actually Snapchat Maps, incredible feature. I think that's like an incredible thing.
Well, that was it's a great thing. Motive Maps.
Bro, this is on the. Oh, I really wish I could show you, man. The Snapchat stories. This is the kind of shit that they have on.
It's actually like, damn, that's hella clickbaity.
Look at this. No, but this is one thing I really wanted to show you, bro, but it's not here anymore. It was so hilarious. But like, there's a lot of like really over sexualized thing. It's literally like TV in 2004. Like this is what was it, man? I would always get these things on my feed. The thing is, I never be on this. This is not a For You page. It would just pop up. I would get Lil Nas X is pregnant.
Yeah, I don't.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I remember that.
You see that? What the fuck?
I remember they had like. Yeah. I still don't know how the heck that worked. But yeah, no, I don't think it's not. Yeah. I don't think it's a For You page. There's not enough. I think there's.
I want to look like Sam Altman.
What's that?
I don't want to look like Evan Spiegel. I want to look like Sam Altman.
What's the difference? They look like the exact same.
The difference is that he's running OpenAI.
Oh.
The difference is that he was running Y Combinator when he was like very young, maybe even 19. When did he start Looped?
No,
he started Looped when he was 19.
Probably he was running Y Combinator when he was like 27.
Yeah, that's probably true. But like nonetheless, he was very successful. But yeah, like I want to look like him, man. Like I'm trying to be him. Actually,
all right,
better.
Let's keep going here.
But anyways, yeah, man. Like for me though, I think I've been really focused on growth and on the rate of growth, and I've been really trying to focus on trying to maximize how I get to progress on my journey. And one of the things I've been really focusing on is getting focus. And I've been super fascinated lately with the quote unquote flow state. I'm sure you've heard it before, but it's often described mostly in like the terms of like athleticism, where in sports people get in like a flow state. And I've been thinking a lot about that in just regular focus. And I also notice like when we're playing soccer, I get in that state like when I'm playing goalie. Like literally I play Saka. Like that song, bro, like the classic, like Ilo du baila. Saka,
No, actually, I know what you mean. If you're the goalie, it's
Saka.
different, right? Like you're so.
Oh, I have to focus.
You zone in.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you can also zone out when it's not in the zone.
It's because like reaction, bro. You have to react.
So yeah, but like while it's there, you're like you're.
Yeah, because reaction has to be so fast.
But I find like I find myself in moments where it's just innately clear that I have to keep up that focus.
But do you get into that flow state?
Sorry.
Do you get into that flow state often?
No, not often.
Right, and that's what
I
I'm
would
trying
get
to
into it
on.
always. I would always so often get into it. Like for example, like whenever we would have the conversations on Discord, like back at the in the start of the year, after our conversations, it would be clear.
Really,
like,
I'd say like during the podcast would put me into the yes, the pressure would very
into it, right?
Yeah, the podcast would put me into the flow state.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking about that, how I get to that flow state, and it's interesting because in that, like, it takes one song to put me in that state, but like it's different in a lot of circumstances. Yeah. Obviously, it could be like repetition, but like what I was really trying to understand was like why would I get in a flow state almost every single time? Because maybe one song, or that it's because in this circumstance. And
because you remember who you are. Why was it?
Maybe
because I talked about the.
That's interesting.
I talked about.
I didn't think about
basing actions off of the quote unquote right psyche.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was saying that like, sometimes my mind is being let's say, my mind can be described by like like different psyches. You know what I mean? And like for example, when I wake up, it's like a different person than after, for example, we talk for 2 hours. So I'll just call it like, but it's a matter of sometimes you actually told me this, like, just filter shit out. So it's like, if I'm in the right, if I'm in the right psyche, then I filter that in. But if I'm in the wrong psyche, I just filter it out. Like I don't try to change my mood.
Yeah.
But like, for example, in the morning, I'm in the wrong, like I'm not in the right psyche to be actually basing my actions off of what my mind says. But sometimes I remember who I am.
Yeah.
And then it's like, let's move. You
know what? Interestingly enough, in the past few weeks, I don't have to remind myself anymore.
Oh yeah.
I wake up and I'm just hustling, and that was a crazy shit.
To get back into that because the thing is, I haven't been there for a long time, but I do remember that hot tub conversation at the rooftop where we were talking about, it, and I was saying like, wow, I just like for as long as I can remember, I just wake up every day, right away, being very like being so happy to wake up, and then some people were saying like, oh, like how do you do that? And then
I do remember that.
And then obviously now, like I
remember being shook when you told me that. I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy."
Weird,
I felt like that because I usually would wake up. Actually, you know what? Maybe up until that point, I was probably very nonchalant, but I didn't have pressure, so I never noticed it. That's why it was shaking me. It shook me up because I was like, "Oh, maybe I am like."
And even as we have this conversation, as is typical, right? Like, but I notice this like a lot when you and I are around. Like if it can almost be a fucking competition of who can hold their back straighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like if I go up, you'll go up, then I'll go up, then you'll go up, right?
I was thinking about that.
So yeah, it's things like
that.
Then
again, it's things like that. But then I'm just also like, I'm just trying to be comfortable, and that's also what I've been thinking about on competition levels is that, flaunting and being like flaunting and trying to like be competitive on every level is very important.
Yes.
But like, I've also been trying to put myself in that mind space of like being very seemingly harmless. Not because of the fact that like it'll benefit me. I actually think competing will always benefit you, but like being subtle, it's because being like assuming and very assertive brings a lot of challenge and unwanted attention that may put you at a disadvantage. For example, if I look like I'm top dog all the time and everybody wants to like compete, I'll be wasting my time fighting battles with people who I don't care about. And obviously I would also have to be able to like filter that out. But like you want to maximize not having as many enemies as you can. And so I'm just trying to get more in the habit of thinking those kind of ways and being more like comfortable, because I felt that too when I would observe and look at how people react against different people. And I've noticed within myself so much, like people, like even our friends, this is just something I would subconsciously understand, is that like people would challenge me a lot differently, and they would be a lot more critical of things that I do instead of what our friends do. And obviously it's in good fun and it's in good faith, but like nonetheless it still happens. And a good example is like I can't really think of, like I actually compare Ian for this, because I actually look at Ian and how he carries himself. at a much better way. But like if I make a mistake, I'll be super penalized. But if Ian makes a mistake, it'll be very like comedic.
Yeah, I mean, this is typical in any entity.
Mhm.
As you know, Peter Thiel said in my kind of favorite talk ever. Small companies try to appear big, and
Yeah.
big companies try to appear small.
Exactly.
Right.
And now that I'm getting bigger, I want to make sure that I seem as small as possible because I don't want to put any imposing ideals on people who are ready for the challenge. And I want to only challenge, like I want to be the one to initiate a challenge, or it would be
You don't want to put it into
naturally.
people who you're not ready for their challenge.
Actually, I'd be fine with that. It's more or less that.
Why would you be fine with that?
Well, because that's like a good challenge. You know, that means I'm actually testing myself against the best. It's
So
the
then
people
what's-
who are it's the people that we mentioned before, like super ambitious people but are super lazy. It's those people who are incredibly emotional and who will do everything they can to bring you down. It's when people want to battle you not in good faith. Those are the people that you want to avoid.
Mm.
If it's in good faith and it's a good challenge, I would
Yeah.
challenge anybody. Like I would
I know,
love to
yeah,
challenge the
okay.
best of the best, but like there are so many times where it could be in bad faith, and that will just waste your time
I guess
and
if
actually
challenge
hurt
the
you.
best of, yeah, you're right. Because if you challenge the best of the best, it won't matter what you look like. Like it'll just come down to
Exactly.
who the best is.
It'll just come down
But
to
when
skill,
it
and you'll
comes to-
learn.
You don't know.
But like
wake up a fucking.
you don't want to play
like,
dirty games.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a dirty game. So I've been really focusing on making sure like not to be putting myself in a position of that. But you know, then again, I love competing with you, so I'm gonna fix my posture. But you know, like when it comes to mastery and getting the flow and putting this position that I want to invoke in myself, it comes with a lot of these things at once. And becoming a master will also, you know, invoke having this sort of demeanor, and more so getting into the flow state. I realized that I would actually distract myself a lot because I'd be more focused on how I would look like, because I would want to make sure that I looked a certain way and I was giving the vibe that I wanted to. And then I also realized that I kind of give off whatever vibe that I give off anyway, and it still plays into my favor regardless. But like being so critical of it, I mean, I think it's good to an extent because it makes me change my behavior ever so slightly, and being observant of those things are important. However, I would cater my decisions towards giving that, and that was a bad thing. And so when I was thinking about entering this flow state, I was thinking about what exactly is this flow state? What exactly do masters have differently than me at this point in my life? And for one, clearly it's time. But I was thinking, why? Why does time affect being able to get into a flow state, or rather be good at anything at all? And what I notice is that people who are masters at something, people who are incredibly good at something, their assumption of all the necessary information is very refined, like a really good machine learning model. Their function is fine-tuned to get all the inputs that are necessary and filter out all the noise. But not even necessarily filter it out. It's just that regardless of what's going on, they can feed into the proper decisions. And it's through that uncertainty that they can make very certain predictions about what's about to happen. And through that, I think that's where the flow state is at peak, when they can deal with the chaos in such an interesting way and put it into something tangible. I think that's what very creative and very talented minds are able to do. And I was trying to apply that to
Okay.
a bigger picture.
Okay.
And so I was thinking like I've been trying to be a master at a lot of things, and I want to at some point in my life. And I was wondering, what does it take to be masterful in every domain? What does it take to be masterful at any domain that I wish, and at all domains at once, no matter the sort of scale? And based on that, I was thinking, well, if it's a question of information and I want to be good at all of it, my brain has to be a function of integrating chaos into something legible. And what I mean by that is that I need to be able to take in as much sensory information as possible to make a very rational conclusion. And I've very, very little been in a state like that. And I think I think that's why time and talent are both very good, and it makes me think that's why people say you need to do things that you're very skilled at, because it's so much easier to get in a flow state to something that you've already very good at naturally. For example, when it comes to people, like I very recently lately, especially when it comes to like interrogations or like asking questions, trying to get to the essence of what somebody's trying to say. Oftentimes I can see like the kind of questions I ask, like a mass, a very like static or dynamic ball in front of their face, and like that ball gets like bigger or like it gets closer to their head depending on like what kind of questions I ask and what they're saying. Like I genuinely visualize like they have like a massive thought and it's all scrambled up, but the more questions I ask, the more clearer that light bulb sort of becomes until it flashes like I've hit the nail on what I'm trying to ask.
Similar to like how good musicians can see the music.
Exactly. And that's what also I was feeling. I was playing the piano, and because I was thinking about this, I was feeling like the keys, and I was feeling, and I've been practicing this one song, Nouveau et Bianche, by Ludovico Einaudi, and I was like, I've been really practicing that song only, and it's like the one I'm only good at, so every time I touch a piano, I play it, and like I think I've gotten so good at it, and I've like learned how the piano actually works enough that like when I play it, I can like play it. As in, like, I can have fun with it. I can change the different levels and change the emotion when I'm playing it. And obviously, I'm not a master, but like just being really good at one song gave me a glimpse.
To mold it more.
Exactly, it gave me a glimpse of what it takes to be an incredible musician. And that specific scenario was also very insightful because it's like scaling up a masterful skill. I'm super good at this one song, and I have to like constrain my input information to certain information that is allocated to this one particular song, whether it be like, is it in the right pattern, how the levels, how the sound is, how loud it is when I play, how fast I play, etc., how I should change my pace. All of those things come into the consideration when we were playing that song, and I'm all right at it. And then these people take skills like this, and through their practice, through their experience, they're exposed to all the necessary information that they need, and it becomes more general, and it expands to all of music. Because instead of having it being the cadence of one song, one sound, it's all the sounds across all the different instruments, across all the different sort of similar patterns, which is basically just the notes in principle. It's about mastering the principle, and so they can apply it to everything else. And thinking about that in terms of learning, in terms of mastering a lot of different fields, I want to understand what's the principle of understanding all these different things. And I truly think it is being able to find exactly, as efficiently as possible, all of those variables that you truly need to take in consideration, all the environmental aspects that will affect your performance, and then taking in all the information you can and outputting a very certain result. Because it's with uncertainty, with that anxiety of not being certain, that you will come to fail. If I'm playing goalie and I'm not very good at covering corner shots, which, I mean, like, the thing is about sports, I'll touch on it. It's very interesting. But like, if I think I'm bad at covering corner shots and I don't know how to do it, then I won't be able to react as fast because I might not know how to dive properly. And you know, sports I think are really interesting because they actually have a very clear set of principles, and we're also very innately good at moving our bodies.
That's why they're fun. To your point, that's why they're fun, because we don't have to do. There's no learning curve.
There's like, yeah, it's simple, but it's not necessarily easy because it actually takes you moving your body to get better at moving your body. You know, like it's more intuitive the way you have to learn that. But in terms of something like music, that's not super intuitive to me, or something like coding, you have to actually learn these frameworks of thinking. And that's why, you know, when I'm talking about like AI, and I'm talking about putting these perspectives, these lenses on as people, it's been coming back to this idea of mastery. And I'm trying to understand how to get all these different kinds of variables and how to understand all of them so that I can flip my perspective at once, but also so that I can understand what's the similarities, what's the pattern between all these different sort of skills. So I think that talent coupled with time and coupled with a very unique understanding of how the universe works will make anyone very capable of learning any sort of skill. Like if you can take in consideration all the physics that you need to know in any sort of sport, you understand physics at a very intuitive level with how your body plays out, you'll probably be good at a lot of sports. If you're just naturally athletic and agile, which isn't the same thing, agility comes from being able to shift your balance with your feet in a very I guess like sophisticated way, in a very particular way, then you'll be able to play very, very agile sports, very like quick sports, like long jumping. Track and field, I wouldn't say the same thing 'cause you just run fast. But football, soccer as well, hockey. Like if you can change the shift of your balance, to change your speed, to change your direction, etc. It's very interesting.
You start to get this kind of movie like genius kind of like understanding of your body, which is a bit different from the traditional approach to learning the sport.
Absolutely,
where it's more focused on what exactly you need to
do to like more sort of thinking oriented, or rather like more like energy draining activities. I want to truly understand what are the similarities. I don't know what it is, but talking about getting into the flow state, I think it is just a matter of taking into consideration all that you need to, and through that trial and error, obviously there'll probably be faster ways. Your understanding of anything will expedite your ability to take in information, but through your experience, you'll get better and better at shifting these skills down. And getting in a flow state, I think, is a matter of just focusing on what you need to be focused on.
But in terms of, encapsulating all the information and considering it all to get into the flow state, this could work. I'm actually going to apply this in my life this week. Why? Because take this example, when we talk, it takes time, right? It takes time to change somebody's emotional state. And as the time goes on, we start to rediscover more and more of those things that excite us about being disciplined. And so it's the same thing. I've loved this concept for so long now. This idea, of being caught up in your problems in the moment. But if let's say it's the morning and I'm like, shit, I want to move at a speed that's lower than what, the speed I would be moving at if I had, just been like super duper motivated, right? In that moment, I might say, oh man, I could move faster. I probably should move faster. It'll be good down the line, but right now I'm just so tired and I really want to let my brain kind of warm up. And I know that, I'll be able to reach this goal faster, but it's okay. But the thing is, what if I had a bigger picture to consider right away and remembered, this goal needs to be achieved by this deadline, because if it doesn't, then these are the ripple effects, and I can track down all the ripple effects, and right away I can understand, the exact kind of, graph of how my speed correlates to the outcome of my life in this exact moment. That can only be done. So in order to understand the, utter importance of this moment, I need to consider my whole life. I need to have that perspective. I need to zoom out and, really consider like humanity and the universe in order to, zoom back in and be like, shit.
Yeah,
I need to go fast.
It's crazy.
Right? So, and this is kind of common, anytime that somebody gets like super. This is kind of why, like, I always like really fucking hate like self-indulgence. Something like really like pet peeve of mine, right? Like when you see it, you're like, oh fuck, like dumbass, right?
Yeah.
So because and really sort of by if you just go to the second paragraph of the definition of somebody who's in a self-indulgent state, it's not having the capacity to just zoom out of the situation, which is what you're talking about. Because if you zoom out, then you start considering more things.
Absolutely, you have to consider all the important things, and that's it. It's like it always comes back. Like I always come back to this, the idea of like out of the box thinking, because so many times like people will give me a perspective that I wouldn't understand, and I would be thinking like, how did I miss that? How could I have missed that? And obviously, again, it comes with experience, but also like to put yourself in context is very important. There are so many times that I would forget the overall meaning of what I'm trying to work on, and as a result, I would diverge from what I was supposed to be doing. And it's like when you're
Not considering the bigger picture.
absolutely, and like it would be through that like let's say I need to get like a summative done, and I would spend way too, actually I think an exam is really perfect, because this happens to me a lot where it's like, damn, I didn't have a lot of time, and I'd focus on getting like really well on this one question, but I forget the context of my situation. It's like, this is not just problem solving. You have to maximize your success in all these cases, and like reminding myself of that literally every time I take a test is so frustrating, because I'm just like, damn, I need to get better at this. But like, it's just like it's literally just like being a good programmer is super important. Like being a good software engineer and trying to build things digitally is very important to this, because it's like, and this has happened to with Chadsy today when I was helping with him with his code. His code was right, but it was still giving like a compilation error. And the thing is, like, it's C++, so it's a lot closer to the code. And what a lot of people don't consider when they're coding is they just look at the syntax, but you also have to like a really good programmer will consider like the actual runtime, what the compilation happens before runtime, what the errors happen at runtime, and they'll be able to manage all these theoretical ideas, and they'll be able to apply it. And today, like, it literally was just like something with the compiler. It's just that like it's unintuitive, but you have to consider all the information. And like congrats, I felt so happy that I was actually able to fix his code in like 10 minutes. But like stuff like that is crucial, and that's why like I feel also very compelled to continue coding, because like it wasn't so hard for me to see that bigger picture. I can see the systems going into play, but things that aren't very easy for me, which like I could say, actually I don't even know, I've never really tried to touch on my flaws, but like I would say what's very hard for me in terms of like skills, I think it's been very hard for me to I guess like correct myself once I'm very focused on a certain goal, like hyper focused, as in like I filter out too much information, and I miss out like on very key things that I just overlooked. That happens to me on my tests. That happened when we were talking about the deposit, and that happens so much. Where
Good example.
Pardon?
Good example.
Yeah, and so like and when it compounds to like really big things, it could really affect it, because when you're oblivious to your own shortcomings, you could end up messing a lot of things up. And having more responsibility, you have to be aware of these things. Otherwise, you could affect a lot of people in a bad way.
It's a matter of building up mastery in those individual disciplines and at a greater like context. Like, for example, you said it yourself, I'm not really good with arithmetic. But the thing is, I was gonna make this point. It's about math, but it has nothing to do with this. This idea, at least for me, I think it comes from programming and from math. I'm not really sure which one more so, but I mean, I fucking have talked about so much about the triangle of principle that you learn if you try to like pursue math at a like somewhat, let's say, post-secondary level, like if you not even post-secondary level, but like proofs and stuff. Like if you really try to not just get by, but try to like be a professional with it, then that's, I think, probably the best. It's a good way into this concept. Right. I guess
no,
piano,
you're absolutely right.
I guess that's actually why they push piano so much onto kids.
And they also like, the thing is, they also
up.
base like a lot of mathematics, like music with mathematics
as
well.
Yeah, I guess that's why piano is so popular with kids.
Yeah.
I'll let you go. I'm just say that this is why y'all need to stop bitching around and get on your fucking math grind. Listen, if you're in grade 9, 10, man, if you're in grade 7, actually, because I've been grinding math in grade 7, yo, I know your teachers are fucking ass at teaching you math. Go home, go on Khan Academy, go on Waterloo, and learn math.
Yeah.
And then go and do it all the way up until 8th math. And if at any time you think you don't understand it and you're saying, oh, I'm too stupid, my brain, it doesn't make sense in my brain, my teacher's not teaching it right, listen, you're probably right. Your teacher's not teaching it right. Your brain is not comprehending it. That's a problem. Go in the textbook and try to figure this shit out, man. You had no clue, man.
Yeah.
I was in grade 10 trying to do these fucking math. I was so like, what the fuck is happening? Like, yo,
No, same here,
the thing is, if you can't figure it out, that's not your fault, but it is a problem.
it's not your fault,
Yo.
but it's your responsibility to make sure that
Like,
you do it.
Like your brain will evolve
Mhm.
because
Genuinely.
everybody who goes through that AP math class says the
Yeah.
exact same thing. How the fuck did I learn all that? Like, it gives you a different perspective
But we did
on what you can learn.
which is crazy.
High school has not given you the perspective
Mm.
on what can actually be learned in a semester. An AP math course will, but you have to fucking go and put your head in the textbook and learn that shit. And from there, you'll actually be like, damn, I can really do anything.
Yo, yeah, true. And like that's so it's so important. Math is like so important to the conversation. And to my point, like you know, it's actually crazy to say like, yeah, I'm a little bit like algebra and arithmetic is not intuitive at all to me. Like that's just my brain just doesn't intuitively understand it in the sort of way you would
And
mathematically
which
process
is
numbers.
fucking dumb, because as I've said it before, people are like, I don't understand math. That's basically saying I do not understand logic.
But that's what I was about to say. Logic is super intuitive to me. Logic is very intuitive to me, and I'm very grounded in my logic nowadays, and more so, like it takes logical reasoning to be able to deduce what people might be thinking at any given time. And dealing with probabilities is something that like you have to deal with when you're making any sort of risk-based decision. But like arithmetic and like basic algebra would be like looked over my head because I'd be missing like the intuitive nature of math, when I would still be very successful in like calculus and like advanced algebra and even proofs as well. But the thing is, when you're doing these proofs, because I missed a lot of intuitive things, and obviously it's at fault of me and the teachers, because you know they're probably too fast.
I mean, we were young, like
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We were like 7, 8, 9, right?
Yeah,
So-
and I never took initiative to like try to ingrain that in my head.
no,
But
no.
well, now I am.
My kids will take initiative.
Oh,
They'll-
yeah,
they'll,
Yeah,
they'll,
yeah.
they'll
But like
feel,
na-
they'll feel compelled to. Let's just put it
Yeah,
that way,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
But now that I took an initiative to like try to get the understanding of math, it was very interesting, because I would find myself like doing proofs that would seem very basic, incredibly weird for me to try to figure out. Like we actually had a proofs test, and like the thing is, like I'm still top of my class, but like it's just that I know like it takes way too long. If I was in an actual
Yes.
test scenario, it would be so embarrassing for me to just
And we
be
always
stuck on these
complained, oh, how are we
conversations.
supposed to do this on test? Like, no, fam. Because I realized something with literacy, too, where, like, you know, even if I can, how am I supposed to write an essay on a test? Like, dude, we got so much slack.
Yes,
We really
bro.
never realized that.
Holy
and the thing
fuck.
is, Miss Metcalf, like, you know, she put it this way at one point. She's like, well, Andrew, you know, like, yeah, sure. I'm like, oh, well, actually, logically, it doesn't make sense to make us memorize the quotes for the essay, because that is not applicable to real life. And she said, yeah, but like, how would you feel if your surgeon couldn't pull up to like a 1-hour test and just write an essay about a book?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, and this is the thing. Like, I'm
so true,
it's,
bro.
It's like, I was like, oh no, I don't need to learn how to write fast, because I can just use AI to get all my thoughts out.
That's probably what they're thinking
right?
now, bro.
Right? And
Which they're actually
and,
tough, bro.
Yo,
That's
you
so
pull
tough.
up, you pull up to a business and you realize, yo, your job is to fucking, you know, write briefs or check briefs as fast as possible. And nobody got fucking time to spend like an hour fucking marking up a paper, because once
Yeah.
it goes to the manager above you, like they ain't got time for fucking mistakes on it. Like it's all gotta be perfect so that it can just go up the funnel. This is how well society works, because this is how these businesses work, and they make up the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like there is no room for this slowness, bro. Like these
Yeah.
companies gotta move fast, and you know, we will hopefully knock down one by one the employees and switch them out for computers. But until that's done,
Until
man, y'all gotta
algo
be
is
faster.
it's
And
working.
even so, bro, you can't pull up to a fucking motive party and like, fuck, man, your processor speed is just not fast enough. Your resology
Yeah, bro.
is not enough. Like, bro, listen, you pull up to the fucking table.
You gotta be witty
you're,
like that.
You're hella funny, but your joke just took a little bit too long to come out. And the thing is, we got bare guests to come through, so we're gonna bring in Freddie here.
Uh-huh.
This guy,
And he'll roast you, bro.
Right? Yeah. The thing is, yo, this happens to me all the time, right? Where it's like, fuck, man, just give me 2 more seconds. I would have had the funniest comeback. But shit, it's too late
Shit,
now.
bro.
Nobody gives a fuck anymore.
Which is crazy.
And now you're getting roasted for being slow.
Yeah.
You thought you could come back, but and
Exactly.
instead
You could have the most devastating roast if you took 1 millisecond too long, bro. You'd be like, yo, you took you way too long. You must have thought of that in the shower.
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, bro really had to go to the fucking like hard drive for that.
Yo,
one.
exactly, bro. And that's way more devastating, bro. You'd be like, fuck, yeah, you're
over,
right.
So even once, you know what I'm saying, the computers take your jobs because you just can't be as fast as them. Like, fuck, now you're gonna have no social life either. So what are you gonna do now? You got no job.
Exactly.
You got
bro.
no social life. Okay, bro. The only thing that you can fucking do fast enough is come to porn. Like,
Yeah.
that's a great life, but you know, like,
But that's
whatever.
it's true though. Like this mastery is so important to get the principles down, because if you do it in a wrong way, man, like you'll get super behind. Like you'll have to catch up. And that's what I was trying to say. Like I'm very good at calculus, and I think calculus and algebra are quite frankly very different things. I mean, like obviously there's they mix.
They're
but,
based on
like,
the same thing, but like by the
Yeah.
time you get there, it's like
Yeah. But like rates of change is different than like, oh, like does this number behave
your
in a
mind
certain
really,
way?
unless you're like you gotta be at a really masterful level for your mind to not have to shift once you go into the different subjects.
Exactly.
And I guess that's the thing, right?
Exactly.
Like, once you become
exactly.
masterful enough, your mind doesn't have to shift between disciplines.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But at this point, it's like it's a different class.
Right?
Because you know what I'm saying? Because to your math professor, that's actually interesting, right?
Yeah.
You're like, yo, no, dude, that's a crazy like diss or a crazy flex. People are like, yeah, yo, what classes you got? Oh, I have algebra and calculus. I'll just be like, yo, I got math. Like, what do you mean? Like, same thing. Like, that's just a label.
It's math.
Just label. I mean, you talk about this with fucking genders, right? Where you're like, yo, these are just labels. Like, so it's like same thing. Like,
But like I also feel the
it's
same
math.
way.
And at some point, people are like, oh yeah, no, like I got math, I got philosophy. I'm like, damn, what class?
Yeah.
I just got life. Like,
Yeah.
I-
Exact. That's what
I
I'm
just
trying
got
to be.
logic.
That's
Like,
what I'm trying to be, bro.
like-
Like in computer science, it's the same thing, bro. They're like, yo, I'm doing Java, I'm doing Python, bro. I'm like, I'm coding. I'm a
So you're
computer
programming
science.
with
I'm
a-
programming.
like nobody
what are you talking
fucking
about?
asked.
They all literally work on the same
yeah.
thing.
When I asked you what you're doing, I was not asking for the
What
fucking
language?
syntax that you use in order.
Do you use semicolons? Is that what that?
Like, yeah, like
what
who the-
IDE
like,
do you use?
yeah, like
it's like
right.
Yo, that's why I always hated when they would be like, "Yo, like, are you on PyCharm or VS Code?" I'm like, "Shut the bitch! I'm coding, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? How beta are you, bro?"
Actually, I have my new plugin for VS Code.
Oh,
Increases
it's
the
so
speed on my code
10x.
10x faster, and the coloring on the syntax makes me become a 10x programmer.
Yeah, what kind of background do you have? Are you a master on light mode or dark mode? Bitch, I can code in the dark with blind ass
Oh my
heads,
God.
bro. I don't
I
want to
can
see
fucking
it.
code on paper and get you to
Yes, bro.
the computer like
Exactly, man. I can code
Yo,
in Braille,
bro, that's
bro.
the thing.
I can code in
That's the
Braille.
thing, bro.
I can
All
touch
these-
you and
yeah,
you understand what's going on,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Bro, you're just like,
Hello,
That's
world.
the thing, bro. All these fucking programmer kids, bro. They all come from these nice ass families. Listen, these nice ass private schools. Listen, bro. You don't know. We came from the
Yeah.
fucking trenches, bro. You
Exactly,
don't know.
bro.
We didn't have fucking computers, bro.
We had to learn,
We had
bro.
to fucking type on the fucking paper, bro.
We had to learn how to learn.
Y'all don't know. Okay, when we did
You
the
don't know,
fucking,
man. We had to do smoke signals to write C++ back in the day, bro. That's what we did. In Maloli's class, bro. COVID times,
and
bro.
yo, when my kids learn how to program at the age of 5 months, that's what they'll be doing too, bro.
Yeah, yo, I realized like when we talked to our kids about COVID, we're gonna make it sound like it was actually like the hell, bro. Like we came out, bro. Like we were having to like fix our radio
Oh.
towers, bro. Like it was 5G too, man.
Yo, I swear, I came out. I'm like, yo, where's Yufeng at?
Yo,
Then I'm like, yo, Yufeng, bro, you gotta scoop me right now. This guy said, I can't hop in the car yet because Yufeng's located.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yo, fuck.
fuck, bro.
So then,
Fuck, bro. I couldn't.
yeah, bro.
Bro, I had to wear these masks, man. I couldn't see anyone's face. You know, I had to understand how bad people were from their eyes, bro. Voices became a different thing, bro. I had to tell if somebody was bad from their eyebrow shape, bro. Imagine.
Yo, it's funny too, cause now I realize that's literally you talking about that back in the day was like was at the time I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And then I'm like, oh, you're right actually. But it's funny enough because it's almost like an organism adapting, right?
Yeah,
because
bro.
you know what I'm saying. Before you didn't have to check based on the eyebrows, right? But then afterwards during COVID with the mask and shit, we actually had to develop a whole new way of
bro.
assessing, right? We had to use what we had in front of our eyes.
Yeah,
in
I
order
learned how to
create
move my
a good
face
assessment,
more.
right?
I used to have a static face, bro, because I didn't want forehead wrinkles. I'd be like, and then when I realized people had to do motion, bro, I'd be doing Bath and Body Works sales. I'd be wearing a mask, bro, and I'd be like, bro, I'd be like this, be like, look at Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, you wore
and
that
then under
shit.
the mask, I'd be like, but my eyes would be like, I be sounding like the happiest kid in the world, bro. I'd be sounding like the happiest motherfucker. I'd be going like, hey, I'd be doing this. I'd be squinting my eyes.
Bro, I started noticing like people's like eye squint so much to see their emotion, and you only notice it then, right? It's like, you know, when the machine learning model, when you change the inputs that are available to you, because let's say
bro.
fucking
It comes back to
whoever,
mastery.
they said, we're taking away your data, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna litigate that for the one time, but for the time being, while that still gets solved out, we finna have to switch with the model, right? So you adjust the algorithm in order to be able to make the same, you know, decisions with nearly the same accuracy.
Yeah, bro.
With like a limited set of data, right? So for example, you know what I'm saying, we shifted our kind of perceptions, we shifted our decisions our initial decisions based on just you know, the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyes, right?
The hairline, you know,
look,
like everything, bro.
Look, did we make some more mistakes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like
sometimes the mask came off and we're like,
sometimes the accuracy went down for the
right.
sake of being a little bit more efficient in the
you
circumstances.
know what I'm saying? But look, bro, it was COVID too, so mans were out here depressed, so it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you
know, anybody was bad.
yeah.
It's like, you know,
like, oh, you're not COVID scared? Right, there's times, right? Because like sometimes, they just, you know what I'm saying? They're like,
you'll have a party with more than 5 people? I'll be your friend, man. I'll hang out with you, bro. That's why.
Bro, like, remember when Dushan didn't want to bring people to his house because of COVID? And it was like 2 days later, they like dropped the restriction.
Bro, that was insane, man. Oh yeah, no, but you don't understand. We were tracking like the mandate lifts every time, bro. Every week, we'd be like,
so
yo,
true,
for
bro.
5 people, now it's
Bro,
7.
you and I-
Back to 5.
Yo, the thing is, you and I were actually running so many bets on that. We should actually bet people money because you and I were always predicting it. And then
Yes.
that's actually when you gave me the like, I don't know why I wasn't this woke, but you're like, yo, you basically told them like that. Well, basically what you told me is like, it's better to like for a government politically,
Yeah.
you know, they will do what their political prerogative is. However, if you're not in power, then you don't have any control of it anyways, right? Which was the first time I was like, that's actually crazy, because that's why.
First time David Sachs breathed life into you, bro. That's the first time.
No, but you're so right. Like, it's like one of these like simple pieces of logic which you would pick up in like a, you know, political science course, but you know, we didn't take that. And you're like, oh yeah, well, if the government's not in power in the first place, like, yes, they want to do what their party base wants them to do, but they're not in part. If they're not in power in the first place, then like, what the fuck is the point?
And that's why they have to vet for these voter approvals, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to do it.
There you go.
And it's interesting because like the COVID was very interesting because like
based on that though, we were always able to predict
what
they would have done.
Exactly, which is crazy. And now like
you literally, it's so funny because you could just talk to like 30 people around you, see how their sentiment changes, and that was just. And what the government would do would literally just be a delayed version of what people's sentiment were. Like, as you saw more and more people say, oh, I want the mask to come off, you would know. And every time, without falter, they would lift them. And then as you talked and you hear more and more people say, oh, I want the mask to come back on, every time, without falter, the mask to come back on. It would never be actually based in the cases necessarily, right?
Because like sometimes, like especially during the summer, bro, we would have huge spikes in cases. They wouldn't give a shit until school happened. Like, it would really come back while school. Yeah, so like, I want my kids to be safe.
The thing is, I guess there was some correlation, not causation, because of course sometimes as the cases went up, people would get more scared, and as cases go down, people get more open.
Of course.
However, that's why, you know, people made that misjudgment of thinking that's actually like a correlation that's going to sustain itself, which is why the last time when people saw cases going up, I remember people being a little bit scared, not scared of the COVID cases, scared that they'll bring it back because they're like, fuck, I don't want them to bring it back, but the cases are coming up, so I think they will. And we knew, no. The fact that you're scared and you don't want them to bring it back actually means that this is the last time they're not going to bring it back because people don't care as much
they
about
literally just
anymore.
don't care. They're just tired of it. They want to go outside.
Yeah, I had some good conversations though with some youths out here who were still on that mask mandate.
We have to show them what's up, you know.
Yo,
but it's universally, bro. Yeah, yo, the freedom table, bro. That was so funny, bro. And that's the thing, man. Like this whole, literally, we were always fighting the establishment, bro.
Dude, it was so funny.
Since the beginning, bro.
It was so funny.
The freedom table.
Bro.
Yo, the thing is though, the next week they got tables back.
Yeah, I know, because we fucking did it.
Bro, we actually said fuck you to the establishment.
People didn't do it because I talked to some people and they're like, oh shit, because a lot of people like
for context, we didn't have for COVID restrictions, we didn't have lunch tables and they kicked us out of the library, so we literally had to sit on the floor to eat our food for like 3 weeks, and we're like, no, fuck this, bro, and we brought our tables, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, the thing is, these things, this is how I really try to explain it to like one person sometimes about what things going on. I'm like, yo, these things, like, I can't explain them in stories because like they're not that big, but
But it was big in the
like
moment.
contextually, like it's just
It was,
it's
bro. It was
fucking
hilarious.
It's just
Jigs, bro. It's
and the thing is, like,
hilarious.
and the thing is, in the end, I'm glad we did it because there's some people who said that they didn't have prom, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh wow, you have prom. I'm like, and they're like, yo, no, my school was like so like anti-COVID, so I'm like, yeah, sorry, pro like mandate whatever, and I'm like, yeah, our school was too, but we just fought back and like,
yes.
what?
We repelled, bro.
I'm like, yo, we repelled, bro. Our whole grade was like, nah. And I still remember during Relay for Life,
Yeah.
the funniest thing happened where
Yeah.
everybody was in there. Nobody
Yes.
gave a shit. It was actually like a sitcom because it was like the thing is, like, the whole fiasco happened, and then like nobody. Then
Bro, the whole year.
even the fucking vice principal,
Yes.
did not give a flying fuck. Was like, and then you just see
They just
everybody
couldn't
fucking
try
partying.
anymore.
You see everybody partying. The vice principal doesn't have their mask on, right? No, none of the teachers care.
Bro,
because
the whole
and
year.
then you just turn around. You turn around. Yo, I'm gonna let you do the startup.
Yeah, no, but like the whole year, just imagine the whole year, bro. Like Mr. Gagne, and I don't even care if I name drop him. I'll keep him on there, bro, because that guy was actually a menace. He was a dictator, man. Mr. Gagne, and Mr. Girls was actually a nice guy, but like he was like enforcing mask mandates like nobody's business. And the whole year, bro,
It was crazy.
dude, it was crazy. Everywhere you go, bro, like if you have it, like
if you have a mask off for 1 second,
bro, even if it was below your nose, bro, they would reprimand. They'd give you a mask.
I'm saying
they give you the shitty
bro,
cotton ones
I'm
too,
literally
bro.
eating, bro. He's like, would you like a mask? I'm like,
No.
I'm literally eating, dog.
Yo, he'd be outside, bro. He'd be like, I gotta have to give you a mask, or you have to step like 50 meters off the property, bro. And I'm like, what? I literally fought him for. I was like, no, I'm outside. Like what? You're like, what are you talking about? I was like, no, you're gonna have to wear a mask, bro. And he went upstairs. I said, go get me one. He went upstairs, and this was after school too. He ran upstairs to the office, came back down. I waited for him and given me a shitty ass cotton mask,
Also,
bro.
what always weirded me out so much about it is the fact that like I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, like give me a mask, and they would actually go all the way up. I'm like, I'm literally so.
What are you being paid for? You're wasting all your
And my
time.
mother would
bro.
actually walk to the office.
It would be like a good 3 minutes too,
And
bro.
he'd be, no, but he'd
3
be
minutes.
like so happy. Like he'd actually feel on his face. He'd be like fulfilled his eternal duty.
Exactly, bro. And then I would walk like 4 meters and take it off. I'd be like, yeah, I don't need. Bro, it'd be the end of the day, bro. I would literally throw it away, bro.
And they every time that they had you put it on, they'd be so happy.
So happy, bro.
They'd be so like they wouldn't even be mad when you had it off.
Bro,
They'd be a little bit, they'd
But
be a
the
little
fact
bit
that they
sus.
gave it to
but when
you-
they gave it to you and you put it back on, bro, they would be job well done. So, anyways,
bro, relay, man.
Relay.
We pulled up the whole time. No one wore a mask the whole time, bro. And
And
then
what
towards the end, we went to the inside.
right, and the thing is,
We had a dance
it was a
party.
bit of a chaotic event.
Yeah.
Because there was like a storm or whatever. So then once everybody went in, even the teachers, like people just forgot, right?
Yeah, because we were already not wearing masks.
Because they weren't wearing the masks outside. They didn't expect to go inside. So then we all just scrambled inside. And the thing is, even like the people who typically were conscious of that, like for example, teachers or like some of the organizing
Even
students,
Mr. Dolan.
right? Mr. Dolan as an example, or
Miss Leahy.
Miss Lay.
No one was wearing a mask.
Right. Mr. Grills, for example, like
Yeah.
they and the students who organized Relay, like they didn't consider it because they were like all caught up in setting it up in there, right? And then by the end of it, it's like
We're having a mosh
in
pit,
fact,
bro.
I think everybody forgot. I only remembered when I looked over. Oh yeah, this is like the happy moment where like I looked
Exactly.
over, I saw Mr. Grills standing there, and like he took off his mask.
Yeah,
thing.
it was hanging on his ear,
right,
bro.
and I'm like, yeah.
No, but that was like, the craziest part because like he did that before,
Right.
and then everyone's partying, going
Everyone's
crazy. And
partying,
the thing
and
is, they
then-
were still trying to keep people's masks
Yeah.
on. But like when we were gotten to the mosh pit, when we were playing the songs, bro, we had the DJ pull it up. Or it was
Yeah,
Kasai's brother, I think.
Yeah.
The DJ pull up, and then Mr.
Shout out
Dolan
Jaden.
came in the crowd, bro. We were all
Yeah.
literally like face to face. Everyone was mosh pitting, and then like I remember after the like I broke out of it, bro. I saw Mr. Grills and Mr. Gagne at the door, bro. Both of their
Guys,
masks off.
It's
bro.
so funny.
I remember
everybody's just
clearly,
even
bro.
the teachers. Everybody's just having a good time, and then it's kind of like as the show ends, the camera just is like happy ending, and it just pans to the people who lost.
Yo, they're standing out crossed like
They're
this.
standing out.
His mask down on his chin, bro, and he's just in defeat, bro. They're like, probably like, these kids, man. They don't listen.
They're
bro.
literally generally faces pissed off. I think Mr. Gagne had his mask on.
No, it was a little bit down though. It was
right.
like on his
Okay.
chin or, like, his
He
nose
so he
showing.
basically it was his.
But he gave up, bro.
It was his
gave
like
up.
announcement of defeat.
Yeah.
Like his acceptance of defeat, and then after that, obviously that was it.
That was it.
After Relay, everybody.
That's the thing though. They couldn't fight us.
Mr. Menacing, bro. Yo, our grade
were sick.
12 was so sick.
Yo, it was so sick. Shout out to SRB, bro. SRB class of 2022.
Yo, listen,
class,
I don't want to
bro.
hate, but look.
Hey, look, all of us are making money.
I don't have a good.
All of us are making money.
Oh, for
if
one.
you know what I mean.
For one.
Yeah.
Hey man, everybody making
money, no matter
you know
how.
what I'm saying? Whether you're walking into the office, you know, whether you're signing into fucking GitHub,
or when you sign into Camera 5,
yeah.
when you sign into
everybody making money. But look, I don't have a full perspective on this. Maybe the only people I've talked to are a little pessimistic. But from, you know what I'm saying, word on the street, maybe I'm a little biased, but word on the street is that, man, things are just not lit like that anymore.
Exactly.
We're just go back right now, things are not lit anymore.
No, bro. Yeah, apparently. I was talking to them, bro. Like, we were actually like a force to be reckoned with, bro.
It's not lit anymore.
They literally couldn't fight back.
I don't know.
They couldn't fight the establishment, bro. They were literally 1984.
It's funny too because, yeah,
it's crazy. COVID's restricted, and they had equal amount of reprimanding.
Gone. And the thing is, bro, I feel like I remember telling this to people. I'm like, yo, trust me, fight the establishment, or else you're gonna get fucked. Mm-hmm. We always said like, "Yo, rebel." I remember literally like sitting people down and being like, "Yo, by the way, like, you like this shit. You gotta fucking you gotta be hella rebellious. Like you can't fucking, bro. Like you gotta be witty about it. But like, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But that's the skills you need.
And you know what, bro? I came back, and they literally, I'm like, how is it? And they literally said, "Oh, it's boring now."
Wow.
And they're like, "Why? Because you broke all the rules." I'm like. And the thing is, I didn't think at the time, because at the time I was just like, but I'm like, but now you're making me, I'm like, you know what the fuck did I tell you?
Yes.
Why? I said, why is it boring now? Because like, you're not here anymore to break all the rules. I'm like, what the fuck did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you before?
That's a rough thing I told you.
At least sat down and said, yo, if you fucking follow the shit that they want you to do, it's gonna be fucking not lit. Like,
it's actually tough, bro. Because like they care about their image of their school, even though it just makes it like such a shitty experience,
and that's actually the wrong thing, right? Because yo, what the fuck happened this year? Fucking swastika on the
bro.
In the
anti-Semitism, man.
Yeah, there's swastika drawn in the washroom. Excuse me.
Oh no, it's in the class.
In the class. That's crazy.
On the whiteboard, I think.
That's crazy. Okay. These kids get fucking picked up for hate now.
Yeah,
hate crime, which is also crazy,
they get
bro.
Sent to court, bro. Like, what the fuck?
How you gonna be 17 getting a fucking hate crime charge? Like,
yeah, bro. Deadass. How you gonna be grade 11 and your life is already ruined? You're canceled. How can you perpetuate cancel culture in your own school, especially if you care about your school's image? Why would you press on that so hard? If anything, like, you would try to cover that up. But no, they're like, full court case. It was on like CNN or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was on Ottawa Citizen.
Yeah,
we all know about it, and that just increased the division because now you got the fucking Arabs fighting against the Pride Month shit, right? Yeah. Which means you fucking we got out of a good time. Like bro, we
actually got out of the best time, bro. COVID actually was a blessing, bro.
Well, it's funny because it was even better before us, right? Because I remember when we were in grade 9 and all the protests were happening with the teachers. This is a crazy perspective, right? When all the world gets worse and worse, right? Like when we were in grade 9 and the teacher protests were happening, or maybe grade 10, and I remember being like, "Yo, Miss Rob got out at the exact right time because she left right before all the protests.
No stress over her head.
Right, she got out right before that. And the thing is, also, we know full well that the grades before us were like the grades, like the fucking
their nights,
bro,
were insane.
The garage, and the thing is, even the dares that were the same, they felt much more because they weren't so desensitized to it, right?
And they also did it, like, bro. Like they did it,
and they were inventing that shit, right? Like we're just
true.
Like,
we copied, really took from their notes,
the OGs, right, bro? Like
they did like, on the dick, like nothing,
like real.
Oh yes, they did guy shit, like nothing. They just wanted to win, bro.
And the thing is, bro,
how is your school spirit so strong that you make people gay?
Before fucking Pride existed too.
Yeah, bro.
That motherfucker did that because it was weird as fuck. And and the thing is, bro, imagine being in like the class of like Abdu, bro. This guy literally had fucking Snoop Dogg tweeting at him. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, bro.
Like that's fucking sick.
That's insane,
Those
bro.
classes, the OGs, we gotta pay tribute. Those were the fucking lit classes.
Yeah, bro.
Before fucking.
And that's also before like a lot of crazy addiction as well.
Yeah,
like there's not a lot of like a lot of drug. Like it was more.
The druggies were the druggies.
Exactly, but like there's probably very few of them. Like the druggies weren't invited, but like our school. Like I see a lot of schools. There's like a lot of like drug activity nowadays. which is crazy. A lot of people are on marijuana, man, and drinking, I
Everybody.
guess, like, but like everybody's on these harder drugs, which is so sad to see, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy, bro.
shit, bro. We talked about this before. Shoot, drugs. This is why I don't respect people who smoke marijuana more than twice a month.
If they don't, if these people are around me on drugs, I take it as a sign of disrespect, frankly.
Utterly speaking, because
I see that these people don't understand that I came here to see them, not their sorry state of a human
that's right.
in their inebriated
And
circumstances.
honestly, the fact that you don't have the respect for yourself to keep your mind sharp is purely, it's just sickening to me.
You know what? Scientifically, cannabinoids inhibit the memory receptors of your hippocampus and does not allow you to integrate long-term memories over time. You'll be
Yeah.
a worse student.
Man,
And I couldn't let that happen.
he ain't in pre-med, but he still got it on him, you know what I'm saying?
See, I'm solving everybody's problems. I'm just a
Listen.
doctor like that,
Listen,
bro.
these guys go to their classes that are for their specialized degree program, and I still be known. Bro, it's
Exactly,
crazy,
bro.
All these fucking programmers too, like, bro, they pull up to their math courses. They're like, yo, they still struggling. I'm like, bro, don't you know that? I'm
Yeah,
they're
like-
like, oh, you're in this course. I'm like, no, I'm in business.
I'm
dude.
just a,
What do you
I'm
like-
just a CEO.
like,
Bro, that's the thing, bro. They're grinding anatomy, man. They're like, yo, I need to diagnose this patient. I'm like, bro, like, I can diagnose you with being a failure because it's just intuitive to me, man.
bro, it's like it's simple. Just look at yourself, bro. Like, you really didn't fucking analyze that shit.
Yo, really, like, I just could take a
You-
scalpel and I cut myself open to find where all the anatomy structures are, bro.
I mean, you clearly haven't had enough fun experiences in life, because like me, you know, I got injured, right? I got rushed to the hospital, right?
Mhm.
They
And then-
try to put the anesthesia, but you know, I just got too much fucking whatever for that. so then while the doctor was doing it, bro, I was actually looking at it to see what he was doing.
Mm.
I was being perspicacious enough. And the thing is, most people would actually like you know, they'd go into shock
Yeah.
at the pain of that. But me, I mean, I'm just built. I make sure to build myself in order to be able to take utter pain, because I know that one day I'm gonna get attacked with
Yo,
the
true. Yo, true.
So that's-
you gotta stand there and take 12 bullets to the chest and be unfazed.
Yeah, I was just perspication of, you know, it was chill. Like, I was curious. First of all, I'm like, okay, can I please get back to the office? Like, I actually need to be on a call in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was actually looking at the doctor, what they were doing, and I'm like, yo, doc, nah, do it like this so it's just quicker, right? And then anyways, you know, as I was leaving, right, I was like, damn, I guess I just learned how to
Yeah.
do fucking heart surgery, like.
No, exactly. You know, because like when I was in the womb, right, I was a C-section baby, so
Okay.
like I got pulled out, and like when I woke up, like when I got out and I saw the beautiful world for what it was, I was looking at it and I was just so very aware. You know, I was considering all the variables.
real.
That I saw the sutures, and then I cross-examined it and then pulled it across different layers of tissue, and then when you know I had some tears in my joints and I had some like pulled fascia between my abdomen. You know, like it was football injury, right? Then I had to peel back the different layers, and then like, you know, me, I don't have adipose tissue, you know, because I run like that. So I was gonna do the surgery on myself to fix my linea alba tear, but instead, you know, like I just healed it because I actually am so woke that I can control my immune system with my mind.
Yeah, I'm glad you realized that though, because like obviously, like, because again, we just have to hold ourselves to a higher standard here.
Absolutely.
Just like, why would we do the baseline? And I'm really glad that you brought up actually the initial point of entry into the world, because to me, it's like we talk a lot about letting ourselves down and how we're not grinding enough. But like, personally, to me, it's like that was probably the biggest moment of regret was when I first exited my mom's
Really?
womb and saw the light for the first time, because because the reason
Yeah.
it's just an instant regret.
Yeah.
because while I was in there, I was actually like the whole time, you know, I was really evolving, and from the get-go, I felt that, you know, it's like I have to make something of myself, right? So every day I was grinding, right? And, you know, I was just trying to, you know, hear the outside world, try to, you know, pick up some of the messages, right? Like if I would hear, for example, like my mom teaching math in her class, then I would actually try to remember that and then try to learn off of that and try to make, you know, derive new equations out of that. And the whole time I was like, Andrew, you got to move faster. You got to move faster. You got to move faster, because soon you're going to be out of here. And that's when the real test will come, when the rest of the world can test you, right? Like right now I'm in this like environment where I'm cut off from the rest of the world. So I have a chance to really put my head down and get ahead,
Yeah.
right? But I swear, John, there was nothing like that moment when I first saw the world for what it was, saw how incredible it was, and I was like, fuck, if I would have
bro.
known, if I could have felt how incredible
Really
the world
felt. Yeah, that's true.
then I would have grinded so much harder if I would have known what I was working towards.
No, you're right. Because
So
like,
it was in that moment.
no, I feel you, bro. Because when I was in my post-zygotic stage, after I first started splitting my cells, like after I was fertilized, I realized like if only I was perspicacious enough to grow my arms and my eyes right now. Because
Okay.
maybe I would be able to actually done something, right?
Wow.
Because
That's really inspiring.
yeah, because like I was still diffusing all of my nutrients, and I thought that's actually pretty inefficient when you consider surface to volume ratio in terms of
Oh.
diffusion. I didn't have a lot of surface area.
No, I was actually thinking the same thing, right? Like at that stage, that's actually what I was thinking about. So as I was going about, I'm gonna let you finish though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like I can see you like I was just thinking like I need to dedicate more cells to my dick growth early on because I was perspicacious enough to know that like when I make my baby, he's gonna know like he needs to start early. So I need to have a long lever to make sure I can leverage my child. So. Like,
yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like you have to understand the context, right? Like it was 2004, so we didn't know that all these different surgeries exist, right?
Exactly.
So it's like
it takes a lot of responsibility to exist. Like you gotta really be aware of your circumstances.
yeah, and that's really powerful and responsible of you to own that.
Yeah.
And really push that message forward into the world.
It was a lot of trauma, frankly, of being fertilized. Like
I mean, it's not easy.
conception was terrifying, bro. Like I was seeing all my brothers and sisters, and I just had to realize like they all gotta go.
That's literally my competition.
Literally,
it's funny because
since day one I was born a winner. That's the thing. Since day one, I won.
I remember this guy in like a white hat and like this well at the time I didn't know what it was, right? So I just saw like this kind of blue drapes, or on these blue pants. He came in, right, and then he started talking. And I was understanding all that he was saying because
of course,
how much language I listened to while I was in the womb. But
because like my mom, she would play like Mozart through the headphones. She put it on, and then I'd be like, oh, like I can see the frequencies. So I matched I recalculated the frequencies of the muffling of between the tissues, and then I was able to coordinate myself to pass through and understand all the language on the inside.
Yeah, and I'm really glad I did that because I don't think that's what Duchenne was doing at that time. So
yeah, he's a little behind.
Right, because I already mastered music by the time that I came out, right? So I was on to, saving humanity by that point because, I figured that, look, this whole time I've been, indulging in music. And while that's really been incredible for me, like, what am I actually going to do to affect the world? I only have so many years. So it's like, it's good to start early. And even though, I hated myself every day for not starting while I was in the womb, I'm like, okay, like, fair enough. Now that I came out. So then I saw this doctor come in and I'm like, wow, that's my competition, right?
Yo, yeah.
This doctor right here is my competition.
Exactly.
So, he was informing my mom that like, I was a healthy baby and how lucky she is. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what a fucking dumbass. Like he clearly has no respect for all the effort and the grind that I put in order to make myself come out healthy baby, right? Because some people, they let fate decide what happens to them, right? So it's like, look, I'm sorry, but like if you're a little baby and, you got like heart problems or, you were born with certain issues that have to be addressed in the hospital, like that's fine.
That's on you, but you have to take responsibility.
Like I'm glad that you and I could fund a lot of medicine in order to
absolutely
help you there. But I just hope you learn from that in that moment to never let that happen again. Because,
absolutely.
Because if you were actually perspicacious enough from the beginning, you would have never been in that position in the first place, right? Because you would have made sure to put yourself in the right position.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like on that, like that's why I don't really respect test tube babies because they kind of had life easy, right? Because like they had to like be pulled out of the balls and go into a more privileged position, right? They didn't have to fight for where they wanted to be. But for me, like I came from the testes, like straight from the trenches. Like I had to fight tooth and nail to make sure that meiosis formed well, that I got the proper genes, that I pulled from the right homogeneous chromosomes, and like I really had to be selective because like I had to take in all the consideration. There was a lot of different genes to pull in. For all I could have had an extra chromosome, and that would have been putting me in a position that I'd have to catch up.
And that's one of those things where after it occurs, you can't go back, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
It's one of those decisions that you make. You're either gonna put it on the line to win,
absolutely,
or you're not.
And some people just aren't fighters like me. Like actually I'm so perspicacious that like I actually went back in time. And I told my dad to find my mom because like I knew that she would make me the most ideal baby in the world. Like I took that initiative to like go back in time after I made all the great things to actually make sure. And then I made sure that I knew everything, right? Because it's just the way it plays out. Like I just put myself in the good position because I'm Drake. So and I knew I was Drake before Drake was even born.
Yeah, like 2004. I remember. hearing, my siblings, that's mom's around. Like, I think they were watching, the Drake show on TV, right? But already, like, I heard his voice and I knew from that moment that, he would become a star. So right away, I knew who my competition was.
Absolutely.
Right? It's important to stay close to your competition. So I would actually, like, sometimes I would actually, like, put impulses, right? Like, for example, like, if my mom was around the TV while, like, let's say the president was talking, on television, and she would walk to the kitchen, I would actually, punch her in order to, so that she would, get that signal, so that over time I would train her, to go around whenever there was important messages going on, so that I could learn
That's the
that
craziest
from
thing about pregnancy, because at the beginning, like, they have all these cravings because the baby craves a certain thing, and a lot of these babies nowadays are craving McDonald's, but I crave that natural like protein, like hunting in the wild, right? Because we live in the Philippines, so we hunted like wild jaguars, and we were like hunted these wild boars.
If you didn't hunt that food for yourself and collect it yourself, then do you really deserve it?
Absolutely, exactly. So like we had to put it in, and you know what? That's a good thing that you point out that you like. Do you really deserve it if you don't work? Because when I was a carbon atom, in the sun, like when I was made, like through fusion, through hot fusion, I was like, dude, I need to amass my influence. So I had to gather up all the other carbon atoms, and then I pulled up to Earth on a solar flare. And then when I pulled up, I was like,
beautiful.
Yeah, right. Like I was there, and then like I went through a lot of trauma, So I'm being a little vulnerable here when the moon came in and crashed into us.
Wow.
Like it was really hard for me to like gather up all the water and all my boys so we could make the first organism. And I was just really perspicacious because over the past 3.9 billion years, I made sure that life was formed, and now I'm here.
That's beautiful. And was that the moment that inspired you to start Motive?
You know what? It actually might have been when me and my buddy Kyle, when we were in the singularity, we were talking and we were chatting like, what would be dope if we just started it over again. And then so I started the Big Bang actually, and that really
That
really inspired me to
Motive
get
respects all faiths, and we do not assume ourselves to be
this is my experience,
the overbearing power of the world.
No, you're right. This is my experience.
I have to bring Dushan back here to humble you, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Like alhamdulillah, I'm not.
So when Dushan talks about the Lord, is he actually unknowingly referring to you in your past life? Damn, that's wow. You're getting a little hot there.
You see, like I don't really want to go into my personal life. You know what I do in my free time, like. All
right, yeah, we're gonna cut it off here.
Oh my gosh, bro. MOTVPOD. Next week we'll tell you about how Andrew feels about his his position in his past 6 months.
Look, it's funny because this clearly shows that I don't have like the vernacular of like a med student.
The vernacular is a very good word though.
Yeah, I had to balance it out, right?
There you go.
But yeah, so it's kind of funny because you're just going off, but and
I'm no med student though. That's the thing. I'm a computer science major.
Yeah, but you've been, man. I've been saying, bro. I've lived so many lives.
Just like, my shorties are scientists.
You pick up.
They teach me.
Yo, that's the thing, right? You're always like, if I ever do something down, bro, gotta be that. You know what I'm saying?
She has to be an astrophysicist, bro. She has to be Zoe.
Is Zoe a physicist?
I thought you said she was doing astronomy.
Did I?
She's your shorty, bro.
She is?
Yo! Imagine being that guy so much and be like, she's your shorty, bro. She is? Fuck. I forgot that they all were.
I'm gonna ask her about. The thing is, I'm not really too good with physics, as we know. So I'm gonna just be like, if she ever say, I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, dude. It's funny because it's good because like I have
she
like
can teach you.
It's it's great because you know what I'm saying. All these subjects. It's so weird. Like I was not really a good student, to be honest, until like I saw like a financial incentive to do it. And which means that pretty much with the subjects that I was not going to pursue as career, I still wasn't a good student. It's like I always found these so boring. But as soon as like but like sometimes like
as soon as like someone like Chanel,
I just meet a woman, right, and they're like super into it, and I'm like get so curious about it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. Like it's crazy because like me, like I'm actually very focused on my career. Like I really love AI, but like suddenly when like someone comes up and they say like Like, yo, like what horoscope are you? And I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
oh, you know,
I'm
like
like-
I'm a Gemini, Virgo. Like my air sign is fire,
I'm like,
water.
tell me
air.
more. Tell me more, because
Yeah, like I'm a sun.
the way
like,
that they put it's just so fascinating.
yeah,
to
exactly.
me.
You know, because like you see the scale. Like we talking about math a lot. Like, and this function I think is very applicable, right? The crazy bitch and the hotness scale, right? Like.
You know what I was thinking when I was doing the scale is that we have to be able to draw.
I know. That's what I was thinking. That's why I gotta face the camera, bro. Yeah. Crazy hot, bro. So like when you get. So the x variable is hot. You know, as you get hot, you know, you cross across the x-axis in this domain. We see that like the standard basics vector pointing in this cardinality. We pull up and we have, you know, we have on this quadrant.
Shout out Samuel though.
Of course, shout out Samuel Lee. On this quadrant, we have super hot. But the thing is, as you get to like higher hotness, it's actually a linear function. I'd say actually exponential. Frankly,
Yeah, on a small scale, it appears as linear function, but if you actually process all of the data points, you know, up to infinity, then you'll actually see it form into an exponential
actually,
function.
you know what? It might be a sigmoid curve. This is a conjecture.
Yeah, right.
We're
you know, we'll have
testing
to
that.
if we could ever get access to a quantum computer, then we can actually
Yeah.
you know, run it on a big enough scale with a big enough range.
You're right.
That we could consider.
Because right now, like our range is 7, so we have to get we have to expand our domain. You know, like
Look, we need a bit more data points. That's why
Yeah.
Motive's out
We
here.
need to do a vector projection.
Coming to a party
Yeah.
video. All right,
Exactly.
we're gonna have a new segment. All right, where we're just gonna build up our. The thing is, bro, that'd be so sick if like as we build up the data points every time, like on camera, like we run like this huge like process where it like recalibrates the model in front of them, but it's all based in just like somebody walking up
Oh my
onto the
God.
stage.
Yeah,
And we just have like 10 people sitting around
Just rating,
just like voting on it. All right, so.
what is she law on the function?
Yeah.
What do
But
you
then
think
right
we're
as
at?
we do it, we recalibrate the model. Like,
yeah, every
behind the
single time, bro.
camera.
Yo, we build an AI. That's the thing. That's what I'm getting so good at, that I could be building any AI model I want, bro. Like if, bet it would just be so funny, bro. They'd be like, yo, like, what'd you do? Like, I spent like 3 months engineering this AI model to tell me what the hottest girl is. And basically, it's not you. So it's not you.
I'm like, baby, I'm really into you, but look,
Algo told me that something else.
Friggin' Hot 507 version 3 told me. Version 2, because when I first mentioned, we were still on version 2, right?
Mhm.
And that one said, but version 3 is the most updated one, so I just like to.
Yeah, Batty GPT told me
Yeah,
something
Batty
like
GPT.
he was like nah, like I
I know
can't.
Yufeng needs bad GP. Which goes into Darius' point of us always talking about Yufeng when it comes to romance.
Dude, you know what? Like, when are the boys gonna find love? I think Heidi's gonna find love before you, Fang.
We'll see.
A humble
The
man.
thing is, Hadi knows his market, right? He's only looking for
Yeah.
Arabs, so.
True. Are you looking for some nice Muslim girl?
Yo, it's factual, bro.
What kind of what does she look like though? Is she blonde or no?
Ahmed, and I talked about it with Hadi in the car. It was
Ahmed
so
Soba?
funny. No, Ahmed Kanan.
Oh,
And I still remember Ahmed Soba and Omar, which, by the way, cool photo. Ahmed always
so
say.
funny,
Cool
bro.
photo.
Yeah, shout out to Dubai.
So funny, bro.
The Dubai can.
Rio can. Dubai can. Yo, Hadi, get on here.
bro.
Hadi,
Yeah,
come
pull
on,
up.
come on.
Come on stage, bro. Come on stage.
Come
We're
in
calling
frame,
you.
Hadi. Come in
Pull
frame.
up a chair, bro.
Yo. All right, and now introducing
Hadi
our
Yak.
producer, Hadi.
MC producer, bro. The best
Yeah.
editor in the world. Hire him, Mr.
Yeah,
Beast.
Hadi, you're out of frame. Come into frame. More.
So, Hadi, how do you feel about the economical, political state of the world right now?
L, to be honest.
That's actually a very interesting point.
Yeah, I'm actually really like impressed. I'm not sorry. I'm just that really made me think that you said that, cause
Like, what does L mean, really? Like, what is
I
it?
just feel like
What
there's so much
alphabet?
behind that.
What's the alphabet, though? Like, really? Like, we ever asked, like, what's the alphabet?
Cause when you consider, all 26 letters, but the thing is, in reality, there's only one, right?
Really?
There's only one letter in reality.
It's A for alpha. There's only one.
Right, and then as you go up, and some will argue that that is O for omega,
Yeah, but
but in reality they're just B for beta.
exactly. Because when you say that, because like O is like what, like the 14th letter. That's kind of an L, bro. That's kind of an L letter.
Right. And
When you're 14th place all the time, like you're never winning, right? And me, like I can only like A. That's why I'm changing my name to A. Just A, my
yeah.
full name, bro. That's my rapper name.
That's why I got A tattooed on my.
Oh, that's why like when I walk, my body's shaped in the A, like my leg is triangular. That's why my dick is like horizontal, bro. Cause like there's a gap and it's just my balls just hang and it's just like my dick like it makes a stick between it.
Yo, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm gonna just agree with you because I did not try to visualize whether that's like a true
Oh,
statement.
you didn't? I
No,
did.
I didn't.
You don't visualize your mate's nuts?
To all my roommates from Wilfrid Laurier, no, I did not do that.
It's because you have to specify. You have to clarify for that.
Hey man, listen, we did some crazy ass stuff in there, but we did not do that. We did not do that. So
What did you do?
what do we do?
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
motive.
One time motive. We love you, and I'd love to
seeing y'all.
edit. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Shout out to this guy though, who's very.